It's the Orioles on Masson, and a good Sunday afternoon to you back here at Yankee Stadium as these two teams wrap up their season series, with the Orioles hoping to hit home with a W against the Yankees today. And a very good Sunday, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome back here in New York, where the Orioles have had their struggles. They have won only one of the games played here at Yankee Stadium, part of a long year against the Yankees. One of the worst the Orioles have had against the Yankees in some 20 seasons. For the Orioles head-to-head against the Yankees, here's what it looks like this year. Even though the Oriole pitching obviously has struggled starting-wise, even this is rather inexplicable. It is 12-6 in favor of the Yankees. The runs per game almost doubled by New York. Batting averages, you see, Orioles not close. The runner in scoring position numbers, well, while that's a good number, if you take a look down below, you see the difference is the chances that the Yankees have had compared to those of the Orioles. Home runs, that's an unreal number to have 45 in one season against a ball club. And the Orioles ERA, the starters at 9.76, obviously just horrendous. The Yankees have been in the ball game, keeping it under 4. And even the Orioles bullpen, which has been so good, has struggled because so many have come out of the bullpen to work in the series. Mike Bordick, the Orioles will be very happy to have the series against the Yankees end.
You got that right. I mean, you know, typically the Orioles and all year long really played well against the American League East, and they played well against the Yankees at home, winning 5 of 4, even though they were outscored by 10 there at Camden Yards. But here at Yankee Stadium, there must be some kind of jinx on them because they haven't played well at all here the last few seasons, and this year outscored by over 50 runs here at the stadium. It has been a beatdown for sure. The pitchers aren't able to get it done. It seems like every mistake is getting hit hard. Multi-home run games, and they're multi-runs in those home runs. They're not solo shots. They're doing some damage on those swings. And I think here at the end of the season, the Orioles, there has just been a letdown. Boy, after the look like things are going in the right direction, the end of August, a record-setting offensive month in August. The offense hasn't showed up in September. The pitching hasn't showed up here in September as well. And the defense, they've made 8 errors on this road trip. I mean, just so untypical of this Oriole team. They got to try to salvage a win. You know, they want to finish strong at home, obviously, this week. And today's the day to try to get things started. Yep,
they now play the role of a spoiler, and they can start that today because the Yankees are still chasing Boston 3 games behind. And Boston's coming in to Baltimore for a 3-game set starting tomorrow night. I mean, you may not like to play that role, but professionally, that's your responsibility. And go out there and give what you have every game and not let up. And on this road trip, honestly, that's been a problem for the Orioles. We just have not seen the fire that a professional team should have out there.
No, I agree. And, you know, this team's really got to look in the mirror because it's been a winning team for 5 years in a row now. And they've got to say, hey, we don't want to have a losing season. They're going to have to step up and play some really good baseball here the last couple weeks of the season. But have some pride, you know. Keep playing hard and show, yeah, we're a winning team. We've had a nice run of winning baseball. We're going to teach our younger guys the right way to go about business. And to be honest with you, the young guys are the only saving grace here on this this road trip. You know, Austin Hayes getting his first major league hit and first major league home run. Chance Sisco as well. So there are some nice bright spots there, something to keep the energy up. It's just got to rally the whole team around this and continue to play professional baseball. When you cross the lines, you go out to win.
Ubaldo Jimenez will make the start today. He, like Tillman, in and out of the rotation, in and out of the bullpen. And another pitcher who you're just not sure in any given start what you're going to see.
You're right. You know, coming through the end of July and into August, shot, okay, Ubaldo is making the turn. Last season, he single-handedly just about helped lead the Orioles into the postseason. He pitched so well. Well, he was really good in August. I mean, pitching to a sub-3 earned run average. Next thing you know, his last 4 starts, the wheels fell off. Couldn't get deep into a ball game. He was giving up hits. Wasn't walking a lot of people, but just getting hit, giving up hits, cookies down the middle, missing his spots, getting knocked all around. And so you don't really know what you're going to get out of Ubaldo. You hope this is the start where he steps up and throws that unhittable split finger, but the key is obviously getting ahead.
Back of the bullpen, which has been so very good for the Orioles for a number of years now, really has not had a chance to even be used. So if you can get a decent start from Jimenez, get a little deeper into the ball game. I mean, the guys who are out there who usually finish it up in tight games, the Brocks of this world, and Britton included, and O'Day, they haven't pitched hardly at all, so they're fresh and ready to go.
Yeah, they're definitely fresh and ready to go. They'd love to be used. Unfortunately, the middle guys, the bridge guys, have been used way too much. So, you know, Buck hopes to get a deep start and get to the back end as quick as possible.
We'll see what happens here today. Yankees take the field on a summer Sunday here in New York at Yankee Stadium. Oriole fans have been here all weekend and hoping to go home with a smile on their face after this one. Brought to you by Southwest. Gas to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is 75 here at the ballpark. Big fog haze hung over most of the city this morning. Humidity up 74%. Partly cloudy skies and not much of a breeze at all here at the yard. Let's take a look at the Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes, the low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. It'll be Beckham, Machado, and Scope. Mancini, Davis, and Smith. Trumbo, Hayes starting in center. Adam Jones out for the second game of this series. And Caleb Joseph. Career average against Sonny Gray. Yankees starter, 5 for 10.
Yeah, let's take a look at Sonny Gray. His pitch arsenal this season, he's got a pretty solid arsenal, but his slider, he used it almost 17% of the time. That is his big put-away pitch. He tries to get ahead with the fastball, go to work with that two-seamer. He's got a good ground ball rate, about 54%. But if the Orioles fall behind, the slider is the go-to strikeout pitch. The Orioles going to have to get on him early. Hope he elevates that fastball. Sonny Gray looking for his 10th win as a 3.17 earned run average. Has pitched really well with the Yankees since coming over. Unfortunately, not getting a lot of run support. So the win-loss record not quite as impressive as you would think. But opponents still hitting just .221 off Sonny Gray. He's given up only 15 home runs on the year.
He did pitch in a Yankee uniform against the Orioles this month on the 7th and got a win, giving up just 1 run on 6 hits over 5 2/3 innings. So Gray is 1-0 this year, 2-3 lifetime against the Orioles. Those other games, of course, coming with Oakland. Here is Tim Beckham. Beckham leading it off with a 1 for 11 in this series. So many Oriole bats have not done well against the Yankees overall this year and have struggled here in the month of September. Obviously, the Yankees adding to that. Beckham, one of those, hitting just 164 so far in September, and we're already more than halfway through the month. 1-0 count. Sonny Gray's delivery will be a strike on the outside corner. Brings it at 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, the Orioles been getting pitched to, that's for sure. But after coming off that month of August where they set some records offensively, it was real surprisingly to see everybody basically go cold in this Oriole offense.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way by Gray. Will go to third base. Todd Frazier up and will get it there in time.
Frazier, nice recovery on that play. Let's take a look at the rest of the Yankee defense. Clint Frazier out in left field, Gardner in center, Judge over in right field, Gregorius and Castro turning 2 up the middle. Now Bird over at first base, and Gary Sanchez back behind the plate.
Manny Machado. Machado has had an 0 for here. The 0 for 9 and has extended his 0 for to 0 for his last 18. That's why that average has dropped down to just 265 on the season. And for Manny here this month, 228 his batting average. So Machado trying to get out of it on this Sunday afternoon. Take home some solid numbers for the final homestand. Pitch on the way will be a strike taken. Machado's gone 3 for 12 lifetime against Sonny Gray. Manny hit 294 last year, 286 the year before, 278 year before that. So obviously the average significantly down at the moment. He could still get that up if he can get on a streak here in the final 13 games.
Yeah, he could pick it up, but pretty impressive how he picked it up from the first half. He was hitting down under 220 going into the start of July, but had a monster July, a incredible August offensively where he was the player of the month in the American League, and all of a sudden has cooled off here in September, but 2 months brought his average rate back up.
Pitch will be taken up high for Gray. With the Yankees, he is 3-5. ERA, though, as Mike said, really good, 2.66. This is start number 9 as a Yankee and start number 25 overall. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball on the inside corner. That had backed Manny off the plate and then came right back in around the inside corner.
Yeah, kind of a show of how tight that spin is on the Sonny Gray slider. And he backing up on it, drops right back in, catching that inside corner for strike 2. When it's down and away, it's even sharper.
2-2 delivery on the way. That'll go to short. Gregorius.
Gregorius been flashing leather here in this series. Made an error yesterday on a throw from the outfield, but aside from that, the ground ball work he's done has been impressive. Nice backhand there as he just sets the feet early and makes a strong throw over.
Showed a big arm here this year at shortstop for the Yankees. Here's Jonathan Scope. Jonathan, a couple of hits, 9 at bats, including a home run and an RBI. He has faced Gray 6 times and has gone 3 for 6 against Sonny Gray. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Jonathan also trying to find his way back up with bigger numbers. 250 in September, a couple of home runs. Orioles have fallen into second place now, home runs. Yankees have moved up to the top in the league. Pitch will be taken for a ball, and Gray will fall behind here 2-0. These two teams exact opposite records in September. The Orioles have gone 4-11. The Yankees have gone 11-4. They swapped it off. The Yankees have already won 82 ball games. 2-0 delivery, fading to right center field. Gardner over. Gray retires the side in order. Take a look at the numbers for Ubaldo Jimenez when we come back. Scott, 23-year-old, called up from Double-A, had a workout day with the Orioles yesterday. Today added to the roster, and Richard Rodriguez designated for assignment.
Tanner Scott, yeah, he's doing a nice job in Double-A.
He's available today. Here's the Yankee lineup: Gardner, Judge, and Sanchez, Gregorius, Castro, and Holiday, Bird, Frazier, and Frazier, Todd and Clint by first. For Gardner against Jimenez, some very strong offensive numbers.
And let's take a look at Ubaldo's pitch arsenal. The split fingers got to be big today. You know, he has the ability to actually start hitters off with that pitch, have it tumble in for a strike, and then bury it down in the zone. But he's got to get ahead. That's the key for Ubaldo in this ball game. Hopefully get this Yankees lineup into swing mode and get them to chase out of the zone. Right now, they aren't missing mistakes on the plate. See Ubaldo's numbers on the year. Been a roller coaster ride season for Ubaldo and the Orioles, but what's new? 30 home runs given up this year.
Gardner will show bunt, take the pitch for a ball. Ubaldo comes in, tied for 8th in home runs surrendered. He is also 2nd in earned runs that have been scored against him. 1-0 delivery on the way, and Gardner will take the pitch up. Jimenez is 0-1 against the Yankees this year, 4-6 lifetime. Made 3 starts against them. The first couple he worked in a couple of non-decisions, lost a game here, giving up 7 runs, 5 hits, 3 1/3. That'll be put up in the air to right, high sky, and Smith is there to put it away.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense behind Ubaldo this afternoon. Trey Mancini over left field. Austin Hayes getting the start in center. Adam Jones a little banged up right now. Seth Smith over in right. Beckham and Scope turning 2 up the middle with Machado and Davis once again on the corners. Caleb Joseph getting the afternoon start today.
And that will bring Judge to the plate. Another big series for him. 3 for 8. 4 walks. Leads the league in walks, home runs, strikeouts. Goes for the long ball against Jimenez, who started him out with an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, a little slider. Judge sitting on it.
1 for 4 against Jimenez. Fouls that one off on the right side and out of play. So he gets ahead of Judge. For Ubaldo here at Yankee Stadium, 8 career starts, 3 and 4. ERA is 6.37 in games he has pitched against the Yankees here in New York. Orioles infield has the shift on. 0-2 delivery came in on him, and that will be foul back.
Good pitch right there. A couple sliders down and away to get into the count. Up and in fastball. And Judge having a hard time just really fighting that one off. That one down in the zone. Maybe that little 2-seam run. We saw Chris Tillman. A nice little 2-seamer under the hands in yesterday's ball game to strike Aaron Judge out.
0-2 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be outside for a ball. Judge continues well on top in the home run race, as he's been most of the year, 43. Chris Davis behind him with 39. Judge also 6th in RBIs. Pitch down low. He hits against this shift with that right side only Chris Davis over. Statcast powered by AWS. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Jimenez delivery to him, and Judge will foul tip that one. Keep the at bat alive. He's hitting .439 against the Orioles this year, picking up the 11 home runs. He has scored 30 runs against the Orioles this season and has hit 11 home runs against them, all of them coming this year. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And that one is going to bounce out in front of home plate. So I have to get ahead of him a couple of strikes. It goes full 3-2.
Yeah, right. And I think Aaron Judge kind of showing what the Yankees do. They take borderline pitches, and when a pitch is on the plate, they go to hack it. You wonder where would Aaron Judge be without the Orioles this season. Certainly accounting for about a quarter of his home run production.
3-2 delivery, and he gets him on the strikeout. So Judge retired as Jimenez comes back.
Boy, Ubaldo taking everything out of his arsenal to get Aaron Judge here. A nice slider, though, at the bottom of the zone. And Aaron Judge swinging over the top, just moving the ball all around. changing speeds, changing locations. That is certainly going to be the key for Baldo today.
197 strikeouts now by Judge, leading the American League. He's 10 higher than Chris Davis of Oakland. 2 down, nobody on. Gary Sanchez in the third hole. Sanchez comes in with a 3-game hit streak. Very good series for him. He too has had a strong year against the Orioles. 4 for 8, a homer, 3 RBIs in this series. Jimenez will miss up high to him. Baldo surrendered a home run to Sanchez in one of the 2 times, 2 of the at-bats Sanchez has had against him. 2-0 delivery on the way. Sanchez, and Beckham leans into it and hauls it in. Good play by Beckham, and that will retire the Yankees in order. So 1 complete here in New York and no score. From Baltimore, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs, win up to $50,000 instantly. Learn more at mdlottery.com/home run. Herman, good luck. The Orioles bat against Sonny Gray here in the 2nd inning. Trey Mancini, Davis, and Seth Smith will be due up. Mancini's got a 6-game hit streak coming into this. He's gone 4 for 13. Including a home run in the series. A couple of runs scored.
Traithville, and he's got to step it up a little bit. Battle of for Rookie of the Year.
Short hopped Bird. Gray gets over to cover, and a good defensive play and a hard hit ball the other way. Now the Red Sox are coming to town. 3-game series starts tomorrow through Wednesday. All games 7:05. On Tuesday, all fans get the Orioles knit cap. Good seats available for each game. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Red Sox continue to have the 3-game lead over the Yankees, with the Yankees and the Red Sox both winning their ball games yesterday. The Red Sox playing in Tampa Bay this afternoon will make the flight to Baltimore. And the Orioles will head back from New York. Here's Chris Davis. Chris in and out of the lineup in this Yankee series. A 1 for 5 as the bat. Chris Davis really struggling. He's gone 3 for 12. Lifetime against Gray. Full shift employed in the infield. 1-0 delivery the other way, foul.
Yeah, Chris Davis's bat a little inconsistent, I can say the least, this season. But even defensively, a couple miscues here on this road trip. Maybe just some fatigue. Buck Showalter giving him some occasional off days now down the stretch.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Davis hitting .128 in September. 2 home runs. In the air to left field. Frazier back at the corner, carries up, can't get it. Bounces off the wall. Chris on his way to second base. You could tell Fraser never got a really good look at where that baseball was, and it ended up coming back on him.
Yeah, he over boogied on it for sure. On the high fly ball here. Of course, the bright sun today. It's down in that corner where it shortens up. Only 318 down that left field line. And as he makes his leap, the ball's about 1.5 feet behind him, so has to readjust. Kicks off the end of the glove. Chris Davis walking in to second base with the double and in scoring position.
So Davis on with a 2-bagger, and the Orioles have their first hit. 14 doubles on the season for Chris. He ended up with 21 on the year last year. And here is Seth Smith. He, like Davis, 3 for 12 coming in off Gray. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Orioles last 2 games have had offers in these situations. They went 0 for 6 yesterday. They went 0 for 3 the day before, and then the opener of this 4-game set, they were 2 for 11. So this has not been a good series for the Orioles with runners in scoring position.
Not really the whole road trip. At least they're getting some opportunities here, but just not picking up the big hit. Early on in this road trip, they weren't even getting opportunities to hit with runners in scoring position.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Smith. Good stop made by Sanchez to hold Davis at second base. Yankees are on a 4-game win streak. The Orioles on a 3-game losing streak. Orioles are 1-8 here at Yankee Stadium this year. 6-12 overall against New York. 1-1 delivery on the way. Smith on a check swing, one around. Home plate umpire Quinn Walcott with a call, and it'll go to 1-2 on Smith.
Good take there, Sonny Gray. He'll use that hard slider down in the dirt against both the lefties and the righties. Try to bury it in the back foot of the lefty, though. Good take by Seth Smith.
Davis having to stay tight to the bag. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop's moved right behind second base. Gray, a couple of looks back on Davis this time, and the 1-2 delivery we slapped to third. Runner can go because there's nobody there with a shift, and they get the out. So Davis is able to move up. Smith retired, 2 down.
Nice read right there. Take a look at the largest decrease in ERA for Sonny Gray. Last season, a 5.69. This year, a 3.17. You talked about how well he's pitching with the Yankees, a 2.66. But last year, Sonny Gray was banged up a little bit. He had a trapezius injury up around his shoulder area. He was on the DL twice, so a little setback. Now, in the year before, 2015, he had a 2.73 earned run average. So injuries set him back last season. Healthy this year and an impressive earned run average.
Real help for the Yankees in their postseason drive and when they get there. Here's Mark Trumbo. Mark, the DH in the ball game, has not had a hit off Gray in 7 chances, and he is 1 for 7 here in this series. Davis at third base. Trumbo 241 in these situations on the year. 0-1 count with 2 down.
Davis really has to anticipate that ball in the dirt. Might be a good scoring opportunity here.
9 wild pitches by Gray this year. We've already seen a couple that Sanchez has had to make good stops on.
Yeah, you know he's just going to try to bury that slider. Trumbo's had a hard time with it on the outside corner here lately. Sonny Gray just targeting one right there, and Sanchez corralling that. But Chris Davis really has to anticipate it down there. And the way the Orioles have been scoring runs, you have to be aggressive, extra aggressive in these situations.
1-1 pitch on the way. Target was outside. It'll miss. And a 2-ball, 1 strike count on Mark Trumbo. Trumbo's had a good year overall against the Yankees as far as RBIs are concerned. He's got 13, even though he's hitting only .215. A couple of home runs off New York pitching this season. Gray with the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be way outside. And again, you see Sanchez preparing to box a pitch almost every delivery.
Yeah, sliding over on both knees. He does stay a little bit tall, so there might be some room in that 5-hole. That time he kept that glove right down on the dirt.
Sonny Gray has walked 47 in 147 innings. He struck out 143. 3-1 count on Trumbo. Davis the lead at third. That'll be way outside. So Gray, struggling a bit with the strike zone here, surrenders the walk, and the Orioles cover the corners with 2 away.
To be honest, I think he just stuck with the game plan there, and I'm sure it's about Trumbo just expanding the zone and swinging at those hard sliders, and Trumbo able to lay off here in his first at bat.
So Hayes will get an opportunity for an RBI. Austin Hayes, the 22-year-old call-up, playing center field in this ball game. See if he can pick up Chris Davis at least at third base and put the Orioles on the board. He's had a couple of RBIs. This is the 8th game he's appeared in. 10 at bats, and of course, number 1.
Oh yeah, maybe did he get into a fastball here, driving it to right center field, showing that opposite field pop. First home run of his young career. Oh, what a swing it was. He seemed to relax after he got his first major league hit. A little jumpy early on, but a couple good swings. A few really good at bats yesterday.
1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be a base hit, and he'll get another RBI. On his way to third base is Trumbo. Big turn made by Hayes. He'll stop at first base. So Austin Hayes delivers the RBI, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead.
Nice swing right there. Staying hard through the middle. Sonny Gray hanging the slider a little bit, and Austin Hayes ready for it, slapping it back through the box, driving in Davis. See Trumbo hustling on into third base. Take a look. Yeah, slider stays up, belt high. It's out over, showing that you can still get that barrel to the ball, driving it up the middle. Good swing. There he is.
He had 95 RBIs combined, AA this year, and he picks up the RBI here as Chris Davis helped set the inning up with a double. Now still first and third for the Orioles, and here's Caleb Joseph. Caleb's gone 1 for 1 in this series. Came on late in the ball game in the previous 3 to do a little defensive work, and only got 1 plate appearance.
Now something that might go unnoticed in this inning. We talked about Davis getting that double, but just his read on the ground ball by Seth Smith. A little ground ball to third base, but Frazier playing deep. He read it, hustled on into third base.
There's a little roller. Beckham, brother Gregorius. And that will do it. Joseph is retired. So 1 run picked up on a couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on base, and the Orioles lead it 1-0. PNC for the achiever in you.
How about DJ Stewart, first round pick for the Orioles a couple years ago, and he broke out this season. 26 doubles, 21 home runs, and 20 steals. That's impressive stuff right there, showing the speed and power, and one of 10 minor league players, and the first in Bay Sox history with that 2020 season. Oriole minor league player of the month for the month of August. Nice to see him shaping up. Looks like the big leagues certainly knocking on the door here. Thanks, of course, to Steve Molesky for all his great minor league information. Not just here today for DJ Stewart, but all season long, helping me out, that's for sure.
Well, he's done a great job covering the minors for Masson Sports. He's
Yes.
is anybody more knowledgeable other than those inside the organization who do minor league daily work. Here's Didi Gregorius' 3-game hit streak. Gregorius has had a big series, 5 for 9 against the Orioles. In fact, he's had a big year against the Orioles. He's driven in 7 runs in this series, and he's had 14 on the year. We talk about Judge's numbers. Gregorius is hitting .400 this year against the Orioles. 1-0 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. He is 4 for 10 lifetime against Ubaldo Jimenez. So Jimenez given a 1-0 lead, first time in this 4-game series. The Orioles have been on the board first, trying to avoid a 4-game sweep here in New York. 1-1 away. Last time the Yankees swept the Orioles in 4, you got to go back to 2005 for a 4-game sweep by New York against Baltimore. 2-1 delivery on the way and a chopper foul. Yankees already have a 3-game sweep here in New York this year against the Orioles.
Good fastball by Ubaldo. Nice 2-seam running action. Fouled off and catches Caleb right on the forehead. Kicks up and out over. Caleb he's shaking that one off.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back again over the screen. Gregorius fighting off some pitches. Those first strikes Mike talked about so important for Jimenez. 1, they give him a better chance of getting the particular batter out. 2, they really help keep that pitch count down.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Baldo's pitch count get jacked up in a hurry.
2-2 delivery on the way. Gregorius fighting off some pretty good pitches.
Yeah, he is. Baldo moving the fastball around, up, out. Now the split finger down at the bottom of the zone. Didi just battling through, trying to wait out a mistake.
He's had back-to-back home runs in games here in this series, back-to-back games. It's the 3rd time this year he's done that. 2-2 delivery on the way. In the air, right field, going back. Smith, is it 3 in a row? Up and goodbye, home run. For the 3rd consecutive game, Gregorius against the Orioles homers and ties it at 1.
Gregorius continuing to do the damage against the Orioles. Showing the impressive power. Back-to-back years, over 20 home runs, and each home run he hits, he gets the elevated fastball here. He establishes a new career high. Take a look. Seth Smith trying to read it, get the timing on the jump, and ball well up and over his head.
What a September he's having. That's RBI number 19 this month for Didi Gregorius. Highest RBI total in a calendar month in his career. So he ties it up. Yet another homer. Jimenez surrendering it. 31st home run surrendered by Ubaldo this year, and that was the first that Gregorius has had in his career off Jimenez. Leadoff homer here in the 2nd inning. Castro, one of the few Yankees struggling a bit at the plate. He hasn't had a hit in this series. 0 for 7, and Castro will take the pitch there for a strike. And the Yankees tie it up on their first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it's been going for the Orioles. They finally able to put a mark up in the 1st inning, and you look for that shutdown inning, and boom, they answer right back.
1-2 delivery, roller by Castro, that's foul. Home runs galore.
Oh yeah, a couple parks that combine for most home runs per game. Camden Yards lead the way at 3.35, and Yankee Stadium at 3.09. I think, hey, this is a great opportunity for the Orioles to really show their power and take advantage of the home run opportunities here at Yankee Stadium. There's still time left. Knock a few out of here.
Jimenez will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Holiday waiting on deck. 2-2 to Castro, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Jimenez.
Now split finger there to get the first out of the inning. Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast here. Now Ubaldo worked him, obviously staying away from that power as Castro steps in the bucket and split finger. Castro thinking that's a fastball, dives down into the dirt. And Caleb just making sure with the tag there on the end.
Oriole pitchers have now given up 46 home runs to the Yankees this year and 151 runs. The pitch will be taken outside. Holiday, 3-game hit streak, their DH. Good numbers lifetime off Jimenez, 6 for 16 with 1 home run. 1-0 delivery to him. Holiday will take it just a little bit outside. Holiday in and out of the lineup here in this 4-game set.
I think the Yankees feeling pretty fortunate the Birds back off the DL. They'll save this veteran right-handed hitter postseason, keep him healthy. Banged up a little bit this year. Of course, here's a look at Mr. Bird. He has been banged up in the last couple seasons.
2-1 delivery. Holiday will take that one. But Chase Headley's not even playing today. He's got a 13-game hit streak. He's out. As Joe Girardi continues to shuffle players. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that is their first strike. So Ubaldo goes 3-2 on Holiday with Bird waiting on deck.
He's making some quality pitches here. See if he doesn't give in. Continues to work the edges, maybe an off-speed pitch. 3-2.
Holiday will go after it and gets him foul tipped. Tag put on. Strikeout is number 3, 2 in a row here in the second inning.
Well, he had to work to get it done, but he did, moving the ball all over the place. Fastballs, sliders, and the split finger again with a finishing pitch. Looks like the heater Holiday wants to hit. It's his first swing of the bat. It's a swing and miss for the second strikeout of the inning.
Ball game tied at 1-1. Here is Bird. He too has used the home run ball. Will be fouled off. He's had a couple of hits here in the series, and they've been homers. 2 for 8. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Good series for him. 0-1 count. 3 hits against the Orioles this year, 2 of them home runs. And the pitch will be taken inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Bird. Lefty righties not managed much, has not mattered much for Jimenez. High numbers both. Lefties 296, right-handers 284 off the Orioles starter. Gets ahead here, 1-2.
Yeah, Ubaldo's had those games where he's had better command of the fastball, which has led to first pitch strikes. Which in turn, you get more swings on his secondary pitches. Ubaldo's pitches, great movement in the zone. Many nights it's just a matter of can he keep it on the plate. And here recently he's actually been a lot better about keeping it on the plate, but too many meatballs as he's been getting just hit out of games. It hasn't been because of lack of command, just been hitting.
That one in the air to left field. Trey Mancini's got it lined up and he'll put it away. So Gregorius leads it off for the home run, his 24th, and ties the ball game up at 1 apiece. the achiever in you. Orioles finish up this road trip. They are 1-8 on it. Head home tomorrow. Red Sox open up the 3-game set. Dylan Bundy against Doug Fister. 6:30 O's extra. 7 o'clock on Masson. Kevin Gausman, Drew Pomerantz game 2. Wade Miley and Chris Sale in game 3. CC Sabathia had been scheduled to pitch today, but Joe Girardi at the very beginning of this series had indicated he might make a change in that regard. Wanted to give Sabathia another day off, and also trying to line things up for the conclusion of the season as to who's pitching when heading into a potential playoff. Fouled off by Beckham on the bunt. So Gray had been forewarned, said Girardi at the beginning of the series, that in fact the change might occur.
And it really doesn't disrupt Gray's routine at all. He's right on schedule. Didn't miss a day or add a day to his rest time in between. It's a 4 days rest, and off he goes again.
0-1 count on Beckham. Beckham grounded out his first time up. His delivery. It's that exploding fastball at 93, and the count will go to 0-2 on Beckham. The Orioles on the road, they've fallen to 28-47. They already have lost 5 more games on the road this year than they lost all of last season. 0-2. And Beckham going after high heat.
Now Beckham thinking about that slider, the typical put away pitch for Sonny Gray, but moving the fastball around. Fastball away, fastball in, and a fastball up. Take care of Beckham here. Looks good at the top of the zone. Like most heaters, a little extra life riding up through.
We'll bring Machado to the plate, and he grounded out his first time up. Orioles with 13 games left, including this one. One down, bases are empty. And the pitch will be taken down low. Final homestand will feature those 3 games against Boston and then 4 against Tampa Bay. Fan Appreciation Weekend will be coming up next weekend. And the Orioles will be going on the road for 2 in Pittsburgh and 3 in Tampa, with a couple of days off in the final week of the season. And he will take it. The count goes to 2-0.
Now, Sonny Gray is one of the old school kind of pitchers where when he falls behind, he typically will throw his fastball to get back into the count. We've seen all year where pitchers will throw anything. They'll throw their changeups, their sliders, curveballs, 2-0, 3-1. Sonny Gray typically the heater in these counts.
See what he does here in a 2-0. 95.
For sure. 4-seamer right there. And better velocity on the fastball, and that helps it get by Machado. Can't square that one up. A nice swing as he fouls it straight back, but a little extra on that fastball.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Gray with a 2-1 delivery to Manning. He's going to get a base hit to right field. So that'll take care of the 0 for. He'd gone 0 for 19 prior to this single. And the Orioles get a runner on here in the 3rd with 1 down. An annual fan favorite has returned, the 2018 Orioles Pet Calendar, presented by Pet ER. It's on sale at Orioles.com/pet calendar, at the ballpark, and at the official team store in York. Proceeds benefit Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Get yours as they go very quickly.
And even if you don't have a pet calendar is really nice.
I've often said to people who have thought of getting a pet but don't really want to, then get the calendar, as you say, and just put it up. I would. It's almost like having a dog.
Get a different one every month, along with your favorite Oriole. That would be a good stocking stuffer.
A 1-0 count with 1 down. Not quite as cuddly, but on the other hand, doesn't wake you up in the morning crawling up by your head.
You don't have to feed the calendar or take it for a walk.
Nah, none of that. Your wife might be interested in hearing these things if she's not watching the game. We could text her. Or you can just get the calendar and take it home.
I think I might.
I think you should. 2-0 count with the one down. Manny Machado off first base. Pop up. It's going to be out of play. They're also online. If you just look up children online, there are great pictures of kids. And the same thing, you can just run some of those off, put them in frames, put them up on the board. Rarely heard of substitutes for dogs and kids. 2-1 strike count to Jonathan Schoop. Down to third. That one's going to be foul. Just a little bit outside the bag. She got around on that one.
That running fastball. Jonathan Schoop, a nice job actually getting to that heater, but it was chasing him in. Really, the only thing he could do was pull it foul. Try to take that one back up through the middle. Come back with some lumber in your hands.
Successful day here at the ballpark. Memory to take home. 2 balls, 2 strikes outfield, very deep. Gardner way back in center. Pitch on the way and Schoop chases. Check swing call by the home plate umpire Quinn Walcott for the strikeout.
I haven't seen Jonathan Schoop do this too much, but it was set up by the hard fastball in, and Jonathan Schoop gear up thinking to get to another fastball. Sonny Gray with the bat read flips that slider in there.
So 2 down. Runner remains on at first base. Trey Mancini went after the first pitch he saw in the second inning, grounded out a hard ground ball down to first base. It was handled by Bird. Gray's delivery to him outside. Coming into today's play, Trey's the leading rookie hitter at .291. He's third in home runs, third in runs batted in. He and Judge are first and second in slugging percentage and in total bases for rookies in the American League. 1-0. Fouled off right at the plate. The other thing that Mancini is now second in hits for rookies. Only Benintendi with Boston is above him. Benintendi's got 146 hits. Trey's got 143. Judge is fourth with 137.
And Trey, one of the tops in hitting with runners in scoring position as well.
Overall,
yeah.
In all of the overall stats. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Gray's delivery set up away. That's where he went. Right off the end of the bat. And he'll get ahead of him a ball and 2 strikes.
Boy, he's making you cover everything right now. He works both sides of the plate with both of his pitches. He works the top of the zone. He's trying to attack Mancini. Works the same way he did Jonathan Schoop. The hard fastball in and tries to finish him off with a slider away, but Mancini spoiling that effort.
Bird up the hole in the hard throw over. Mancini's gone 8 for 25 during the 6-game hit streak he carries right now. Gray was trying to catch Machado, maybe going on a 1-2 or leaning. Again, set up down and away, runner not going, and the pitch will be up. That's as hard as he's thrown here early in the ball game. A couple of 95-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah, he's got pretty impressive velocity. He's not a big guy. We just came out of Toronto with Marcus Stroman. Not the same size as Sonny Gray, and actually similar stuff as far as their 2-seam fastball and slider combination.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Great patience right there by Mancini. Leaning out looking. So now the runner will go 3-2. Bird will back off first base behind Manny Machado. Mancini will get a better chance at an RBI. Three-two delivery, runner goes down to third. That is a fair ball. It will go all the way into the corner, and with Manny running, you'll be able to score. Mancini goes into second base, and he picks up the double in the RBI, and the Orioles go back on top 2-1.
An impressive AB that was by Trey Mancini, and continues to impress with his plate coverage. He handles pitches off the plate, away and in. This two-seamer, 3-2 count, running hard in on Trey Mancini, and he clears the hips, gets the bat head to it. Take a look at Todd Frazier. He's ready for something hot, and here it comes. Boom. On the line, though, off the bat. It was too hot for Mancini. They kick it around down in left field corner. He gets a stake on the end. The Orioles take the lead. Nice little answer right there.
77 RBIs for Trey Mancini. And the Orioles now with 4 hits in the ball game off Sonny Gray and a 2-1 lead. That'll bring up Chris Davis. Davis started the second inning with a 1-out double, would score on the Hayes RBI single. Hayes delivery to him. That will be a strike. The Orioles offense showing a little life here on this Sunday afternoon.
I saw Frazier down there in the hot corner getting ready, but Mancini squaring that one up to a tune of about 109 miles an hour off the bat. If it's not a step and a dive away, you got no chance.
Davis with a big uppercut, and the count will go to 0-2. Sonny Gray a walk and a couple of strikeouts in the ball game, but has given up the 2 runs on 4 hits against the Orioles. The Orioles already better than they did against him in the last start, where they only got 1 unearned run on 6 hits. Fouled off.
Well, the Orioles key right now, they're extending at bats. They're fouling off some tough pitches from Sonny Gray. Some hard sliders down low, usually starting in the strike zone and working off the plate. But that's the key. They're not swinging and missing. They're battling. Trey Mancini with the 2-out, 2-strike hit. Chris Davis trying to do the same.
Mancini the lead at second. 1 up, foul back. Count remains 2 strikes on Chris Davis.
Sonny Gray just moving the ball all around. I think it's pretty impressive here. The Orioles fouling pitches off. Look at that one, that 4th pitch up at the top of the zone. And that's after that hard slider down at the bottom of the zone that Davis fouled off. So covering a good 3 feet.
0-2 delivery to him, and that's going to be outside. Gray's having to throw a lot of pitches early, up to 51 already. For just an inning, a couple of innings, 2 2/3 innings. And Sanchez is going to go out to have a word with him. 1 ball, 2 strike count to Chris Davis. Trying to break the rhythm here is Gray. Almost aiming the baseball sometimes because it's all over the place with it.
Yeah, just trying to be too fine. Staying in attack mode.
Orioles holding the runner close at second. Davis will take the pitch away. And the count goes to 2-2.
Good take there. Running fastball. Sonny Gray the goal actually to make it look like it's on the plate. That outer third. Get Crusher to start that swing. A lot of times when Davis gets that bat head going, he has a hard time holding up, but stands there like a statue as he watches a 2-seamer run off the corner.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery to Davis. And Chris will foul that one off the other way. Mancini will head back to second base. So at least an 8-pitch at bat coming here to Chris Davis, trying to get Mancini in from second. Mancini has scored 61 runs on the year. Very impressive number, more so for a rookie. Jonathan Scope, Oriole leader, with 87. 2-2 pitch, Davis again, and that's there. So Gray will get the strikeout. He ends up striking out the side, but in between, single by Machado, and then Mancini with a double drives in a go-ahead 2-1 run. Bring you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit them in store or online at heritagedealers.com.
Now, first place Red Sox coming into Camden Yards, and 3 7 o'clock starts as the O's take on the first place Boston Red Sox.
Congratulations to the Cleveland Indians. They are the division champions in the Central. They're going to have a celebration at the ballpark today, as they had to wait for Minnesota's loss last night for the clincher. So they will thank their fans today. And the Houston Astros have a chance to clinch their division if they can come away with a victory today. So they're on the verge of getting it done. They're going to play this afternoon. A ball game just about to get started in Houston against Seattle. Todd Frazier leading it off. 3-game hit streak for him. Good series. Couple of home runs against the Orioles in the series. 4 RBIs. Frazier's also done well. Hadn't hit well against the Orioles prior to this 4-game set. Now 7 RBIs on the season against Baltimore. 2-1 delivery to him. And Ubaldo Jimenez will miss away. Ubaldo, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Orioles with a 2-1 lead. Out hitting the Yankees 4-1. RBI home run by Gregorius, the only thing the Yankees have put up. That'll go to short. Beckham's got it. And the out. On Friday, September 22, the Orioles kick off Fan Appreciation Weekend against the Rays. It'll be the final fireworks night. Celebrate the final weekend of the regular season at Oriole Park. Tickets are available for as low as $15 at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Kurt Frazier will stand in. A couple of hits, 4 at-bats against the Orioles. Frazier getting the start in left field. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Frazier, too, has been in and out of the lineup in this series. Pitch will just miss inside.
Look at the Oriole outfielders really pinching the gaps here on Clint Frazier. There's Austin Hayes went straight up center field, but man, oh man, Trey Mancini is about straight away left center. And Seth Smith sliding over there in right center.
And the pitch up, goes after it, cannot connect. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Clint Frazier. Frazier followed by the top of the order, Gardner. And that's there. He got him. So Jimenez catching the corner will get strikeout number 4.
Nice job moving the heater around for a high fastball. Drops 92. Two-seam life down and in. Pitch by Ubaldo. Joseph receiving it well. It's that strike 3 call. Important to keep this the bottom of this Yankee lineup off the bases as it turns over, because there's danger all through the top. Nice job for Ubaldo getting the first couple outs.
Here is Gardner. Brett Gardner will take the pitch down low. Gardner flied out to right field his first time up. Gardner's 8 for 24 with 2 home runs off Jimenez. 1-0 delivery on the way. Off speed pitch will miss. Count goes to 2-0. For Ubaldo Jimenez, a good start to this ball game. And the Orioles offense able to generate a couple of runs and get a 2-1 lead. 2-0 pitch. Gardner goes after it. That'll be a base hit into right. One hop to Smith. Yankees get a base runner on with 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Text Masson's word of the day: achieve, to 29292. Your chance to win a signed Buck Showalter jersey and Masson Orioles prize pack. That's achieve to 29292. Brought to you by Care First. Live fearless with a name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross and Blue Sheep. So Judge up with a runner on and 2 down. Struck out his first time up.
Aldo's going to do his best to keep Gardner right there at first base. We've talked about Gardner's strong season with the power and the stolen bases. He's going to be itching to get himself in a scoring position.
2 down, pitch on the way to Judge, away. One of the things the Yankees have done, not only have they hit a lot of home runs, but they've done it with people on base. They have a major league leading 106 coming in with runners on base this year. That is the most since 2005 by any team. There goes the runner. Off speed delivery. Throws a good one. Not in time. Stolen base for Gardner. Base stealers 18 for 22 with Ubaldo on the mound.
Yeah, Gardner now 2020 season. Swipes his 20th stolen base. Now Ubaldo a little bit slower. With that long arm stab in the back. Caleb doing all he can. A quick release, quick feet back there. Throw on the money. Gardner's speed winning that one.
So 1-1. Judge will take the pitch away. Now you got first base open. You got Sanchez though waiting on deck. Big home run power. 2-1. Timeout asked for. Runner off second. 2-1 delivery. Judge will take it. That is in there. And the count goes to 2-2. Looking for something else on that pitch. That was a pretty good ball to hit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes you know, hitters in these type of situations, you said it with the open base and 2 outs. Judge thinking, man, I've done so much damage against the Orioles. There's no way they're going to pitch to me. They're going to pitch around me and put me on first base, take their chances with Sanchez. But Ubaldo surprising him, getting right back in the count advantage now.
2-2 will be down low.
Let's try with the split finger. Well, that is really the key, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ubaldo throws another split finger or hard slider right here.
A 3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner off second with 2 down. Judge goes after it, chops it. It is fair. And good play by Manny Machado to get the out. That one hung right down the line, and no runs on one hit, no errors with one left on. 3 complete. The Orioles looking to avoid the 4-game sweep. So far, so good. They lead it by 1. On. They secured their 2nd straight Central title yesterday. Lindor, 40 doubles, 30 home runs this year. Last shortstop with such numbers was the Orioles, Miguel Tejada, back in 2004. Carlos Carrasco got his 16th win, joining Corey Kluber, Trevor Bauer. It's the first time Cleveland's had 3 pitchers with 16 wins in the same season since 1956. With the great Herb Score early win and Bob Lemon, all were 20-game winners.
Good stuff right there. Lindor, monster year, 40 doubles and 30 home runs. I was like, well, I did that, but this is a season, not a career.
Not a career, just yeah, one season.
Impressive.
He's an MVP candidate.
Oh boy. Yeah, he not only can he swing, and he can play some pretty serious defense as well.
Smith leading it off. He is grounded out. It'll be Trumbo. And then Hayes. 1-0 delivery. Great pleasure meeting Herb Score. I began broadcasting Major League games. He was doing some for the Cleveland Indians at the time. I treasure signed autograph. I don't collect many of those, but I got one from him. He used to keep score on what was called the Herb score sheet. That's what he had a book made up. In one day at the old Municipal Stadium, a mistake on the lake, to get one and get it signed. Great guy. That one bounced off the backstop, and the count will go to 3-0. I
don't know if it's the Orioles' approach against Sonny Gray, or just an off day, but Sonny Gray just not as sharp. The Orioles been fouling off some tough pitches, and here start this inning off falling behind 3-0 to Smith.
Taken all the way. It will be in there for a strike. Count goes 3-1. 1 walk so far by Gray, which helped in the 2nd inning set up that RBI single by Hayes. Shift on against Smith. Davis scored the run in the 2nd after getting a 1-out double. 3-1 pitch up. And a 3-ball 2-strike count.
Fastball riding up and away right there. See if Seth gets another fastball. Take a look. Sanchez wanting it down and away. Rides up to the top of the zone. 93 miles an hour.
So Gray gets the count back, and a 3-2 delivery to him, and that will be ball 4. So the 2nd walk surrendered, and for the Orioles, that's one of those big leadoff walks. Oriole fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Here's Mark Trumbo. He'll walk his first time up. Takes the pitch for a strike. Runner on at first base, nobody out. Orioles trying to add to a 2-1 lead in the ball game.
They're having some pretty good at bats right now and really working Sonny Gray as his pitch count getting up there, up over 60 pitches. Now that's pretty solid. You want to try to run that starter as soon as you can.
A 1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be outside. Larry Rothschild, their pitching coach, taking a deep breath. The pitch count's really piling up here, so they have to be thinking about bullpen already. Smith off first base, and the 1-1 delivery. That's going to cut down and away, and the count goes to 2-1.
Good take, borderline pitch. He's had some close ones, but the call's going in the Orioles' favor, and the Orioles not chasing, not expanding the zone and helping Sonny Gray right now.
Two and one. Way up in the air. Foul territory. Frazier third. And he'll put it away. One down. On Saturday, September 23, part of the Fan Appreciation Weekend, the Orioles take on the Rays, 7:05. And fans 15 and over get the Orioles hooded sweatshirt. Final Saturday of the regular season, so don't miss out on it. Get your tickets at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD.
Austin Hayes certainly feeling pretty good. Have 3 hits here. His last 3 are had a walk in between, but he had some nice swings and the RBI in his last hit.
RBI base hit. Austin Hayes getting some time in center. Adam Jones getting another day off here. Runner on at first base and 1 down. A 1 delivery on a check swing is going to be there for a strike.
Sonny Gray, he takes his time out there on the bump too.
Slow.
Yeah, he's not worried about the pace of the game at all. Yesterday you were talking about implementing the pitcher clock.
He'd violate.
Oh yes.
A lot of that. 0-2 delivery, good slider down and away. So Hayes will go down swinging, 2 outs.
Now dots a fastball down and away, and then he backs it up with a slider heading to the same spot, but the bottom drops out of it. Austin Hayes swinging over the top. Sonny Gray making easy work right there.
Hayes gone. Caleb Joseph coming up. Caleb grounded out his first time up. Leadoff walk to Seth Smith, but he is still over there at first base. All these right-handers. Gray trying to keep the ball down and away. Almost every setup by Sanchez. That's where he's going. Trying to get Oriole hitters to maybe chase the fastball or slider that's down there. But he's not hitting it very often on first strikes and has fallen behind Oriole hitters.
Yeah, you can tell he's a little frustrated that last pitch. Wanting to get ahead to Caleb. He's missing again.
That one will be a strike there. And it goes to 1-1. Orioles still have a chance to play 500 baseball on the year. They are 72 and 77. 13 games left, including this one. So the goal of getting to 500 can be there, and being a spoiler. Any postseason hopes require 4 or 5 miracles in order to get there at this point. Not mathematically eliminated, but realistically they are. 2 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. Bird holding the runner at first base. 2-1 delivery. Caleb will take it, and that's there as well. Gray is so slow he almost freezes hitters. It's like the guys that come to a stretch and hang on to it right to the last second.
He has a distinct pause. He never, I mean, that's just part of his rhythm.
Yep.
You know, gets the sign, comes back and just sits there for a little bit. Gathers his focus.
Two, runner not going. Joseph will be late on the pitch, fouls it off. He wasn't going to go after it, and decided maybe a little better than I first thought.
Yeah, battling now with 2 strikes. But, that little slider stayed on the plate for Sonny Gray. Finish it the way he wanted to. With that, you work all the way through. You finally get to 2 strikes, and your payoff pitch, potential strikeout pitch, is right down the middle.
2 ball, 2 strike count will come again. That's to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Caleb on. Joseph gets a 2-2 and puts it into left field, and the Orioles keep the inning going with runners on at first and second base now, 2 down.
Yeah, some good bats. Nice at bat by Caleb Joseph. 2-strike approach there. Gets a fastball and hammers it through that 5-6 hole. Take a look at the swing from Caleb Joseph, getting it out in front, looking around it, but ball's got some eyes there. Sneaks through and extends the inning.
So the Orioles have hit number 5, out hitting the Yankees in the ball game 5-2 at the moment. And they get another chance to put a run up on the board. They're 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position today. Tim Beckham will get the chance. Beckham with 2 down, 2 on. Pitch bounces all the way to the seats. It hit the ground, went up on the roof of the Orioles dugout, and that's about as wild as they can get in the 10th Gray has thrown this year.
Man, that'll help Tim Beckham. Now you think he's going to have to stay away from this buried slider. How about this one kicking away? It's, Sanchez goes down to block it, kicks off that left knee guard and up into the seats. A couple Orioles over there into scoring position, looking for another one into the dirt.
It's Kids Day at the ballpark. He got one now. It's great.
Expect that one on a pass ball or a wild pitch.
And a 1-0 count on Beckham. Good number for Beckham this year. 309 overall with runners in scoring position. Second and third, 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss. Did come with a fastball. Count goes to 2-0. It's a long afternoon already for Gray. We're only in the 4th inning. The score, though, is just 2-1. Orioles on top. It's been a fight for Gray to get ahead of hitters and find some outs. 2-0 delivery on the way, and Beckham will chase. 2-1.
All right, pretty gutsy 2-0 pitch right there. Slider that started on that outside corner, looking like a fastball, breaking away. And we talked about Sonny Gray throwing 2-0, 3-1, old school kind of mentality, challenge with a fastball, but there, mixing it up a little bit, getting back into the count.
Both pitchers doing it the hard way as far as first strikes are concerned. 2-1 delivery on the way. In the air left field. He got a hold of that one. Going back, way back by the bullpen, and goodbye, up and over it. A big swing of the bat by Tim Beckham. And with it, the Orioles will pick up 3 runs and take a 5-1 lead.
Impressive swing right there. Another slider. Beckham picking up his 22nd home run of the season, and this is a big ball. By the time the Orioles got into that 3-run home run mode, they battled through. There's been some good at bats off Sonny Gray early part of this ball game. Last couple innings forcing him to throw extra pitches.
A big 2-out home run. And the Orioles take a 5-1 lead in the ball game. Our Maryland lottery contestant Herman Bowens, that's worth $500 for you. And for Beckham, that's his 10th since coming to the Orioles.
Now take a look here. Slider supposed to be down and away, and it stays up middle, and Beckham knows it on contact. 107 miles an hour off the bat. Perfect launch angle, right about average, but 456 feet away. That is a big ball for Beckham.
M&T Bank, understanding what's important. 0-1 delivery on the way. That'll be down low. So the Orioles do take advantage of the inning where the leadoff walk started it. Smith got it.
See a little bit of the emotion now. Sonny Gray shaking his head after that last pitch to Manny Machado. Some frustration starting to mount. He's having problems with the command.
1-1. Manny had a base hit his last time up, 1 for 2. Manny off the fist. That could fall in. Judge coming, diving, and makes the catch. Aaron Judge with a fine play to haul it in, but the Orioles have the big inning. Judge playing right with the glove and the bat. He gets it done, but for the Orioles, it was Beckham. Came up, Smith, Joseph Ron, home run number 22. Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. 5-6-0 for the Orioles, 1-2-0 for the Yankees. Beckham picking up the long ball, his second home run this year against the Yankees. The first home run that he has hit here at Yankee Stadium in his career.
Wow, big one.
And the Orioles get on top. Jimenez has walked none. He has struck out 4. Sanchez will lead it off. Gary Sanchez takes the pitch. He lined out hard to short first time up. Gregorius and then Castro due up for the Yankees. 1-0 delivery on the way to him, and that is there for a strike. The Orioles getting their best offensive production early in a game here in this series.
Yeah, and you're seeing just more consistent at bats here in this ball game. A lot of battling with 2 strikes, fouling off tough pitches. They've scored some runs with 2 outs here in this ball game today.
Orioles did get 5 runs in the first game, but they lost 13-5, and many of those came late. Brian Mitchell is in the bullpen for the Yankees. Let's see whether or not, looks like Gray's going to be coming out of the ball game by the looks of that. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Sanchez will take it. It's there. Although keeping these pitches down. 2-2.
Good movement on the fastball. Boy, that one's starting in the left-hand hitter's batter's box and working in to catch that corner.
2-2 pitch by Jimenez. Sanchez going up, and he got him. 5 strikeouts and 1 down here in the 4th.
Oh, I like the aggressiveness right there by Ubaldo and Caleb Joseph, all heaters. And get Sanchez working away. This fastball riding up to the top of the zone. And Sanchez thinking about an off-speed pitch. Take a look at it. Oof.
Gregorius delivered the home run, one of the 2 Yankee hits. The other a single by Gardner. Gregorius now at 24 home runs on the year. 4-game hit streak. 3 home runs in this series in consecutive games. And now 8 RBIs against the Orioles on the season. 0-1 count, 1 down. And he'll take the pitch down low. Take a look. Home run.
Gregorius has been a home run machine here against the Orioles here in this series. 96 miles an hour off the bat, but the trajectory keeps it going as it just clears the right center wall.
And no better time than now to see your Hyundai dealer for huge savings on all new Hyundai vehicles. Visit buyhyundai.com. Gregorius over the top on the last one. And count at 1-2. Baldo's delivery to him, and he goes after one up and away. And Jimenez has 6 strikeouts, 2 here in the 4th inning.
Boy, love the confidence in the fastball, especially with a 4-run lead. Go get him, Ubaldo, and he does it. This fastball there riding up through the top of the zone again. And Gregorius a little tardy as he's thinking about a secondary pitch as well. Ball in the glove.
So 2 down. Chance for a 1-2-3 inning, which Jimenez has not had yet today. Castro, a strikeout victim, his first time up, and will take the pitch away for a ball. Castro hitting only .211 in the month of September coming in. Far from the numbers he has put up overall on this outstanding season.
He's been banged up a little bit though here recently, and that might have something to do with it.
2-0 delivery will be taking outside. They went on the DL, and since coming back, the numbers have not been near what he had before. He went on the 10-day DL, hamstring problem. 2 DL stints because of the hamstring this year. And a strike taken. Castro wanted to go. No. 3-1.
Get right back in there and attack that strike zone. A little fine early. Stay aggressive.
3-1 delivery by Jimenez. Ground ball to the middle. Very slowly hit. Scope over. Can't get it. Seeing eye single. Castro on with 2 down here in the 4th inning. That had just enough velocity to make the outfield grass.
Yeah, middle of the infield kind of split apart. Jonathan Scope giving chase. Even if he gloves that one, not any chance to get Castro. Finds the hole.
Veteran and Matt Holliday coming up. Holliday, a strikeout victim, his first time up. He's had an enormous year against the Orioles, hitting .373, 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, and he has scored 13 runs against the Orioles. 1-0 count, 2 down. Starlin Castro edging off first, held by Davis. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike to Holiday. Didn't particularly agree with Quinn Walcott.
Oh, they get brushed back on the first fastball. Aldo targeting down and away, so it makes it look like it might be a little bit further off the plate. But Caleb pulling it back into the zone.
And then jammed him. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Aldo showing a good command and life on his fastball here this afternoon. Pitch count there for 73. And more aggressive here in the zone. 4th inning now that Orioles spotted him a lead.
1-2 pitch. Holiday will watch that one go on up high. So evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the DH. Matt Holiday, he's had 3 hits, 9 at bats in the series, 3-game hit streak. 2-2 delivery to him. Holiday will get down swinging. Great pitch. 7 strikeouts for Osvaldo Jimenez. No runs, a hit, and a base runner left on, and the Orioles lead at 5-1.
Of the season against the Yankees, and Davis, it's like a routine fly ball. 93% chance that that's going to be an out, and it's misplayed. And Austin Hayes taking advantage of it. Yeah, 2-out knock by Hayes, driving in Chris Davis, and the Orioles have the lead. How about Trey Mancini with a 2-out knock? Machado on second base, ending an 0 for 18. He ends up scoring for Mancini, drives in the double, and the Orioles with the early lead. Of course, that padded by the 3-run shot by Beckham. Yeah, 5-1 lead. Orioles over the Yankees right now. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Sonny Gray, he's out of the ball game. An early exit as the Orioles run him. 4 innings, 6 hits, and 5 earned runs for Sonny Gray. Only 80 pitches thrown, but Orioles made him work in this ball game. Brian Mitchell now into the ball game. 4.91 earned run average. Owen's hitting .282, and the Orioles look to keep the pressure on him.
Pitch will be taken down and away to Jonathan Scope. So Mitchell on. He has appeared in the series in the first game and had a tough inning. The Orioles got 2 runs, 3 hits off him. That's going to be a base hit into left field. So the Oriole bats coming alive here in the ball game as they've got 6 hits. And for Scope, that'll be his first of the game, leadoff single.
Hammering it through that 5-6-0 hard hit ground ball, and they tried to squeeze that hole up and just hit too hard. Nice Scope.
That'll bring up Trey Mancini, a double RBI, and he has grounded out in the ball game. Mitchell this year an 0-1 record against the Orioles. He has worked 5 1/3 innings and given up 9 runs on 14 hits. Nobody out, and the pitch in there for a strike to Mancini. Trey now with a 7-game hit streak. RBI double in the 3rd inning extended it. He is also grounded out. Mitchell, the 0-1 delivery, and that'll be into center field for a base hit. Scope will make the turn. He'll go to 3rd easily. Gardner will get it back in. So Mitchell having no more luck than Gray did, and the Orioles cover the corners with nobody out.
Orioles got their hitting shoes on. Jonathan Scope with a single. Trey Mancini staying on the breaking ball, getting it back through the box, just eluding the diving effort of Didi Gregorius.
The Orioles with a real chance to add to it here. Chris Davis coming up. He has a double, a run scored, and he has struck out. The 26-year-old right-hander. Defense shifted. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Sanchez. Ryan Mitchell last year worked at about every level in the Yankee organization, including 5 games with the Yankees. He went 1-2. Davis, I think, went after that. Yep. They checked down at 3rd base. Scott Berry.
Now take a look at the breaking ball, the curve ball here, right hard down and in. Chris Davis trying to hold up, but can't do it there. Now Mitchell, pretty good arm, good fastball, mid to upper 90s with the heater. Just saw his curveball.
0-2 the count on Davis. Runners off 1st and 3rd. Davis will foul it away. So Mitchell will remain ahead of the count here. 2 strikes. Long time in the minor leagues with the Yankees organization. Most of 7 years in the minors. Another one foul back off Sanchez. So Davis holding with the 0-2 count.
This is what the Orioles been doing here this afternoon. Just spoiling some pretty good pitches. The breaking ball that he swung over earlier in that bat. It's a way to get a piece of it there.
Oh, 2. Strike called at the letters.
Did not look too good. Take a look at this breaking ball. Stays up, and well, I guess it caught the box, but boy, it was an ugly strike. Davis not liking the call.
Get many of those called. So 1st and 3rd now with 1 out. So the Yankee infield will go to double play depth, hope for the ground ball. Seth Smith kicked off the Orioles' 4th inning with a walk and would score on the 3-run homer picked up by Beckham. Now he's got runners on at 1st and 2nd base, and only 1 away. The delivery is taken inside for a ball and low. Scope started with a single. Mancini delivered a base hit. They are at 3rd and 1st respectively. One 1-0 delivery by Mitchell, and that's going to be up. Smith has hit .232 this year in these situations.
Should be cookie time. He's looking for the heater. Up and out over. Time to really break this game open. Smith with the 13 home runs this season.
2-0 delivery to him towards 2nd base, handled by Castro. 1. That's all they'll get, and another run will score. So Smith will be credited with the RBI on the fielder's choice. Jonathan Scope crosses.
You see Castro, nice play, throwing it back across the infield. Mancini sliding in there, but just too slow in developing it as Jonathan Scope scores the Orioles' 6th run of the ball game.
So 2 down with a runner at first base. And Seth Smith able to beat out that throw. That gives him his 32nd RBI. Pitch taken for a strike. Mark Trumbo has popped out and drawn a walk. Runner at first, 2 down. Orioles spreading out the scoring. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and another one so far here in the 5th inning. 0-1 delivery by Mitchell. Foul tip back.
Couple good fastballs there, 97 miles an hour each, and it's pretty good running action as no one rides up and in. Trumbo a little frustrated he misses that one. He squares that up. It's going to go a long way.
Oh, 2's the count on him, and he'll chase one away. So Mitchell will get a couple of strikeouts, but the Orioles will get the run. Smith picking it up, and the Orioles extend their lead to 6-1. In 1999, the Orioles defeated the Twins. Jesse Orosco, major league record, 1,072nd appearance. He preserved the Mike Mussina win. It was his 15th for Mike. And in '63, Sandy Koufax, his 11th shutout, a modern major league season record for a lefty. 8 strikeouts in that ball game would give him 306, a National League record. Hall of Famer in '72, 2.76 ERA, perfect game pitched. 2-time World Series MVP, 3-time Cy Young Award winner. Sandy Koufax.
You know Sandy Koufax?
Yes.
Yeah. But he retired when he was 30 years old. I mean, and 3 Cy Young Awards. He actually retired after he won a Cy Young.
Yes. He's a very quiet, reserved, private individual. And he just decided that was enough. Went to live in Maine.
Yeah.
For some time. 2-0 pitch on the way. It's just the way Sandy was. I mean, there was no question he could have gone on and pitched more. He did have some physical problems that bothered him the final couple of years, but it's just enough. Jimenez, 3-0 delivery. A ball been given a chance here to pick up win number 6 on the year. As Greg Bird stands in against him, a 3-0 count. He hasn't walked anybody. He struck out 7. 3-0 delivery. Had the green light. Popped it back and out of play. Bird with the team down 6-1. 3-0. Leadoff batter. Swings.
Yeah.
Perfectly positioned. Every bit of that magnificent pineapple. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be fouled back, so Ubaldo comes back on him. And the count 3-2. Bird has had only one hit in 9 at-bats against Jimenez. Yankees limited so far to 3 hits, the homer by Gregorius, Gardner, and Castro singles. Full count delivery on the way, and Bird is down. Great comeback by Jimenez for his 8th strikeout.
Boy, it really was. And Aldo and Caleb working so well together here. Take a look at the fastball, just locking them up. Now the 3-1 pitch was a split finger. And of course the 3-0 pitch, a fastball that Bird swung at. So nice job sequencing, and Bird guessing there. That 3-2 count, well executed by Ubaldo.
Todd Frazier stands in. They shift the D. He will take the pitch moved up as though he might think about bunting, or maybe just taking that pitch. And it goes 1-0. Clint Frazier waiting on deck. 1-0 delivery to him, rattled down to third, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Although doing this against the Yankee team that not only has had these great numbers against the Orioles here in this series and on the year, but they've been one of the best offensive teams in the American League this season. 1-1 delivery, strike in the outside corner. Yankees are second in runs scored. Their batting average 4th overall in the league, second in walks. 3rd in home runs, so they have put up some big numbers all year long. Pitch will be taken away right where Joseph wanted it, not in the strike zone. Hopefully close enough to tantalize.
Yeah, now start the slider on the plate and have it break off.
2-2 delivery outside.
Caleb taking advantage of everything Ubaldo's got today. I think that is really the recipe, trying to keep this Yankee lineup off balance.
Inside. There's the first walk. Surrendered by Jimenez. 1 on and 1 down. The regular season schedule at Oriole Park will come to a close Sunday, September 24. The O's host the Rays 1:35. That day, all fans 14 and under will receive an Oriole Bird bobblehead toothbrush holder presented by United Concordia. Tickets start as low as $15. Get yours at Orioles.com. 1 on, 1 down. Frazier called out on strikes his first time up. Clint Frazier. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Turn the order over if can't get the double play here with Gardner waiting on deck. That is a strike on the inside corner.
Frazier having a hard time. Actually took a fastball, a strikeout in his first at bat off Ubaldo, and Ubaldo good movement on his heater.
And another one taken for a strike. Ubaldo has not gone 6 innings in a ball game since July 31st. He had 7 in that game against Kansas City, the most he's had since then, 5 2/3. And that one will miss. A 2-ball, 2-strike count. McDowell. 2-2 delivery on the way. I smile. He didn't pick the phone up, but he opened the door to the phone. Buck, not quite ready to call, but nope, now I am. He'd been talking to McDowell, the pitching coach, who just kind of leaned the door open, waited for the next pitch, and then said, all right. 3-2. Foul tipped and into the mitt. He held on to it. So Jimenez gets the strikeout. Caleb Joseph looked like that was right in the webbing. Both the hitter and the home plate umpire were looking to see where it went.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Caleb Joseph. The fastball, the two-seamer, running hard down and in. And how about Caleb with the backhand snag off the foul ball, going right into the web of the catcher's mitt. I think even Caleb a little surprised on that. But Nice job for the second out and Frazier's second punch out of the ball game.
So Gardner with a runner at first. Base hit, flied out. Now has an 8-game hit streak going. Baldo's high on the year in strikeouts. 11 came against Oakland. He's got 9 in this one. Orioles bullpen, in fact, is activated with Michael Gibbons starting to throw. Jimenez, of course, wants to get through this one for sure. Got a 6-1 lead. You got to go 5 to get a decision. And that pitch is going to miss inside. A 2-0 count. And Caleb Joseph is going to make his way out to the mound.
Quick conversation just to make sure they're on the same page here. The Buck Showalter or Roger McDowell might have wanted Caleb to run out there just to make sure Gibbons is ready to go just in case.
It's been a typical Ubaldo line since coming over with the Orioles. He will give up just 1 run on 3 hits, a walk, 9 strikeouts in this ball game, and yet not be able to go very deep. Pitch is taken for a strike. Pitch count 96.
I don't blame him against this Yankees lineup anyway. You have to be careful. He's had to throw everything, and really done a good job here getting to this point.
He's come back in these at bats against the Yankees even without a first pitch strike.
Yeah, his fastball's really playing up. Good movement. He's moving it around. Of course, anytime Ubaldo can command his fastball, his secondary pitches play up, and you expect a better ball game.
2-ball, 2-strike count. He obviously does not want Gardner on. You got Judge waiting on deck, 2 down. Frazier off first base. Count will go 3 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles have the 6-1 lead. Jimenez trying to get through the 5th inning so he can be a benefactor of that. Runner goes, and he gets the strikeout. So 10 strikeouts in the ball game, 1 shy of his high this year. There's the K to end it, 1 left on. Understanding what's important. Barry Thorne and Mike Bordick here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The Orioles trying to avoid the sweep. That'll be it for Jimenez. He leaves with 10 strikeouts, and he struck the side out each of the last 2 innings.
How about that? Pretty impressive performance there by Ubaldo. That's the 19th time in his career he's had 10 or more punch outs, and 10 in this game, and the second time this season. But Ubaldo had to work for it. 99 pitches he threw to get through the 5 innings.
They'll turn it over to the bullpen as the Orioles will bat here in the 6th inning. Hayes has picked up an RBI base hit, and he has struck out. Austin Hayes in center field. Right field is where he has primarily played in the minors. Certainly can play some center, and Buck Showalter has had him out there a couple of times. He's going to get another base hit to right field. So Hayes is on as he settles into a major league career. 2 for 3 in the ball game, and he's had 4 hits and 10 at bats of the series.
Yeah, nice piece right here. Fastball on that outside corner, really right on the edge, and he stays on it. Nice job taking what's given, going the other way. Don't want to do too much with that type of pitch. And yeah, he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, more consistent contact here the last 2 ball games.
So the Orioles have 9 hits in the game. They had 12 in the opening game of this series in a loss. Pitch will be taken for a strike. Caleb Joseph, base hit, run scored. He came around on the 3-run homer by Tim Beckham, along with Seth Smith. Hayes the other RBI, second inning, bringing home Davis. And Joseph will watch that one go by up high. 6 runs, 9 hit, no errors for the Orioles. 1-3-0 for the Yankees.
Don't mind seeing with a 6-1 lead in the middle of this ball game, maybe Buck Showalter on a hit and run with Caleb Joseph here down at the bottom of the order.
As a base stealer this year between A and AA, Hayes was 5 for 11. 1-1 delivery on the way, runner not going, pickoff throw. Sanchez gunning it down after Joseph went after the pitch up. 1-2.
Tough to get on top of that fastball, 97 miles an hour. Sanchez, that quick snap throw to keep Hayes honest there at first base.
That one foul back close to the middle of the plate. Mitchell came on in relief after Sonny Gray could go only 4 innings, 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Gray. Orioles spread out the scoring against him. Phil Givens is ready to pitch out of the bullpen. Pretty good lead for Hayes at first base. 1-2 delivery. Again, Joseph fights it off foul.
Stayed on that breaking ball nicely. Caleb trying to stay consistent with that front side. He locked in most of the season. It's fallen off a little bit here at the end of the year. Nice swing in his first at bat. Nice job there on that breaking ball. No leak at all. Went direct to the baseball.
And the 1-2 delivery on the way, and came back at him. Something off the pitch and gets a strikeout.
A little better breaking ball right there. Look at the finish on this one. Boom, right when it gets to the front of the plate, it just dive bombs on Caleb. And he swings out over the top of it.
So 1 away with a runner on at first. Beckham coming up. Big blast. 22nd home run, 4th inning. 3 RBIs picked up off it. Beckham now with the Orioles has driven in 25 in 45 games. And the pitch will be away for a ball.
Beckham, the monster month of August, had 50 hits in the month of August. Slowed down a little bit, but here in this ball game, at least 3-run home run, and he's picked himself up 22 long balls this season. What a year, Tim Beckham.
1-0 delivery to him. Beckham grounded to short. Gregorius 1, Relay Castro. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Yankees will bat in the 6th with the Orioles on top 6-1.
Quality start here. Ubaldo, nasty breaking ball. How about a split finger? Another split finger as Holiday goes down, but the fastball, really the story of this ball game from Ubaldo, moving it around. The Yankee hitters off balance and guessing really the whole game he was in there. Racked up 10 punch outs in this ball game and some big ones when he needed to. This Yankee offense has just been a nightmare for Orioles starting pitchers, but there you see it. 5 innings for Ubaldo, only 3 hits on the board and 10 punch outs against this Yankees lineup. Took him 100 pitches to get there, but nice job for Ubaldo. Good way to the Oriole bullpen. Michael Givens out, 64th appearance, 7 wins under his belt this season with a 2.64 earned run average and holding opponents down to just that 198 overall batting average.
So Givens will work to the 2-3-4 section of the lineup. Judge 0 for 2. He has struck out, grounded out. Judge will go after the first pitch, flying to right field. And that'll be hauled in Seth Smith. So a pitch and an out for Givens as he gets Judge. For Michael this year against the Yankees, this is game number 16 in his career. He is 2-0, 0-1 in save situations. Givens has been called on this season and has had 1 blown save against the Yankees. Has come away with a 1-0 record. This will be appearance number 10 this year. 9 in the 3rd innings, 2 runs on 9 hits. Struck out 11 against the Yankees. And the pitch will be taken inside. Sanchez has lined out, struck out. Sanchez now 4 for 10 with a homer and 3 RBIs in this series. Givens with that Louis Tiant-like back to the hitter almost. Not quite, but certainly sideways.
Yeah, still a little uncomfortable as you're a right-handed hitter. And I see the pitcher turn the back, and then of course that sidearm arm slot helps Givens' fastball certainly play up a little bit. Not that it needs much help. The high 90s heater, 95.
Sanchez, 2 ball 1 strike count from Givens. He is 1 for 3. Sanchez is against Givens. Off the mask of Caleb Joseph and took the mask right off.
Took one in the forehead earlier in the ball game. This one just takes it right off. Take a look. Fastball hits about the same spot. Just pops it right off. Eesh. Man.
2-2 delivery on the way. Foul back and out of play. Sanchez holds the count at 2-2. One down with Gregorius waiting on deck. Orioles trying to end the 4-game Yankee win streak and end their own 3-game losing streak. This concluding game against the Yankees this year. And a check on a pitch. Will just miss down and away.
Nice try. Sanchez able to hold up on that power slider. Just missed in the bottom of the zone.
Shift is on against Sanchez in the infield. Givens delivery to him, and that's going to be outside. Givens just looks down and disgusted himself. He gives up the walk. That'll bring Gregorius to the plate. Coons.com league leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
The longest hitting streaks this season, and Gregorius racking it up with 17. Pretty impressive. Very solid year with Gregorius. We've talked about his offensive side of things, hitting the home runs. The only shortstop in Yankee history with back-to-back 20 home run seasons, and also playing a Gold Glove caliber shortstop.
Gregorius, 24th home run, 2nd inning. Runner on at first. Pitch will be taken. Gregorius has gone 1 for 3 against Givens. So the Yankees trying to get back into the ball game. Givens looking for a ground ball to end the 6th inning. Sanchez off first base. And it'll be up in the air. Short or third. Who can see it? I think Beckham was having a little problem. Manny Machado made the catch on it for the out.
Better safe than sorry. Everybody wanting this out here. Beckham asking for a little help. Like, where is it? Where is it? There's Manny Machado. Wait, make sure that ball is contained. At least somebody camped underneath it. Manny Machado making sure that second out there. Yeah, couldn't see it. There you go.
Bobby Dickerson looking on. He's got his sunglasses on. Beckham doesn't. Two down. Castro a base hit, and he struck out. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Orioles moving the outfield a good deal around towards right. Trey Mancini just took a dozen steps in left field towards that power alley. 0-1 count on Castro with 2 down. Michael Givens' delivery will be fouled off the other way. Givens gets ahead of him. 2 strikes. Castro has gone 3 for 10 lifetime off the Oriole reliever. Sanchez off first base. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Leaned out, didn't go.
Good try with the hard slider down and away, and take a look. Let's go with the check swing. Oh boy, that's a swing. Did not go the Orioles' way.
One and 2. Another one. This one further outside. And a 2-ball 2-strike count on Castro. Look over to first base, 2-2, and that'll be a slow roller. Givens up, gets it over, not on line. Ball bounces away, runner stays at second base. That'll be an infield hit for Castro. So he's got a couple of singles, and that one of the infield variety.
Boy, look at that turf getting torn up. Michael Givens sliding down to a knee. We've seen him make this play before. Of course, came up in the Orioles organization as a shortstop. Tries to make one of those spectacular shortstop plays there. When he hits the turf just completely gives way. Take a look here. You see it just dig right up. And that might have aided in that somewhat errant throw there. Chris Davis coming off to make sure it stays in the infield. Nice try by Michael Givens.
Now Roger McDowell will make his way out.
Big hole. Yeah, please replace your divots. How about that one? Michael Givens showing off his athleticism there.
Down, out to check, make sure he was all right. 2 on, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Sanchez and Castro. Holiday will wield the bat. And Holiday a strikeout victim twice in this game. Wire the left-hander up. Left-hander Bird on deck. Swing and a miss, down and away.
Such a tough pitch. Throws it so hard, 87, 88 miles an hour. You definitely got to get something going to get on a Givens fastball.
0-1 pitch to him. Holiday's 0 for 4 off Givens. Yankees home run Gregorius came in the 2nd inning. They have not scored since. Had only 3 singles and a walk since the home run. 1-1 delivery, and that's going to be away. Count goes to 2-1. Chad Green begins to throw for the Yankees. 2-1 delivery. That's going to be a base hit left center field. Sanchez will score. Castro's headed to third. They may wave him home. Castro's being sent to the plate. Relay throw. There is none. Scores all the way from first base. 2 RBIs for Holiday on a 2-out single. And it's a 6-3 game.
Boy, that was smoked into the gap. That's why Castro able to score. This ball gets to the outfield in a hurry. Doesn't make it to the wall, but look at the angles Mancini and Hayes have to take. Taking them all the way to the warning track. 110 miles an hour off the bat. So the long pursuit angles taking them deep into Yankee Stadium. And that is what the third base coach recognizes there as he sends Castro in. And a couple runs score for the Yankees.
And that will be it for Castro. He'll come out 2/3 of an inning work, responsible for Holiday.
Richard Bleier now into the ball game, trying to get Bird. Lefty on lefty matchup here. 51 games appeared in by Bleier. 202 earned run average. Gave up an earned run game 2 here at Yankee Stadium. He's held the opponents to that 255 overall batting average, and 76% of the runners stay stranded. Bleier.
Matt Holiday, the double, 2 RBIs. Holiday is now driven in 20 runs against the Orioles. He's driven in more runs against the Orioles this year than anybody except Judge, has got the 24. Bird 1 for 1 off Bleier, a home run, and will take the pitch for a strike. Runner on at second, 2 down. O'Day for the Orioles. Yankees now with 3 runs on 5 hits. 2 of the hits in this inning. 1-1. Bird over the top on Bleier's delivery.
Pitch. Moving down at the bottom of the zone. He's got a real strong 2-seamer. It's a lot of ground balls. Bleier does. Stays on the bottom of the zone.
1-2. Shift on. It'll go to Davis. He'll go to the bat. Bleier comes on to get the out they needed. A couple of runs in for the Yankees. They'll do it on 2 hits, no errors, and leave a base runner on. to you by T-Mobile. Other games, the clubs looking for the postseason. The Red Sox trailing the Rays 3-2 in St. Petersburg. You lead the Yankees by 3 for the division. The Twins a 7-5 lead over the Blue Jays, only in the 3rd inning. Boy, that's kicked off as an offensive affair already. Donaldson's red hot for Toronto right now. Buxton the same for the Twins. And the Rangers Angels mid-afternoon start. Garrett Richards for the Angels 9-3 lifetime against Texas. The Angels are only a game behind Minnesota for the 2nd wild card spot. Yankees are 5 games up on the Twins in the number 1 spot. So Brian Mitchell remains out on the mound for the Yankees. Manny Machado goes after the first pitch, first base side. Bird. 7th inning, 1 down. The most popular way to follow the Orioles is with MLB.com at bat, #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Jonathan Scope, a base hit, a run scored. He has struck out and flied out. Orioles out hitting the Yankees 9-5, lead cut to 3. Pitch by Mitchell is going to miss away for a ball taken after Manny had gone after the first pitch he saw from Mitchell. Orioles got to Sonny Gray, 5 runs, 6 hits over 4 innings. While Ubaldo, the Orioles starter, Jimenez giving up a run on 3 hits over 5 with a walk and 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, Oriole offense coming out today looking completely different than what they've shown on this road trip. Spoiling some tough pitches for Sonny Gray, really making him work early in the ball game and coming up with some clutch hits. Really kind of what they've done all year, attack and be productive with 2 outs. And the runs they've scored today all coming with 2 outs on the board.
Orioles came in averaging just 2.3 runs per game on this road trip. They've scored 6 in this one. That will be fouled off. Starter ERA on the road trip was 6.2. Waldo lowered that with the 5-inning, 1-run, 3-hit performance. 3 ball, 1 strikeout on Scope. Mancini waiting on deck. 3-1 pitch. Pitcher wants it. First baseman says get out of the way, but Sanchez makes the catch. And Bird looking at him like, thought I was going to get that.
Not too often you see a catcher make a Willie Mays type play. Well,
there are the totals on this trip.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense really kind of set the tone. I know we've talked about the starters' earned run average, but actually the start of this road trip, starters pitched pretty darn well. It's just the Oriole offense just could not pick up the pace. He got pitched to in Cleveland. And it looked like that Toronto series they were going to be able to make an adjustment. Couldn't do that. And then, of course, the first 3 games here at Yankee Stadium, just blowouts. They've had some tough luck here at Yankee Stadium, but nice to see them bouncing back today. Some good at bats and some good pitching.
2 down, nobody on. Mancini will go after it. This year is only the 3rd time in Oriole history that they have lost 8 or more games in New York. The last time it happened was 1960. They are going to have that anyway because they're already 1-8 here, but can make it 2-8 with the win today. 0-2 will be fouled away. Trace had a double, a single. He has picked up an RBI. Now has a 7-game hit streak. Mancini putting up yet another multi-hit game. He's got 34 multi-hit games. 10 3-hit ball games. He's not had a 4-hit game, and he won't help himself in that regard right there. 7th inning stretch time in New York. The Orioles on top, 6-3. BAL.com. Orioles 7th inning stretch time here, able to look up and have a lead as they are up 6-3. In our Major League Notebook on our Sunday columns page, thought a real nice job by Andrew Shaw of the Cleveland.com as the Indians wrapped up the division title. They also had lost just the day before that big streak, and after an awkward moment or two, a sellout crowd stood and cheered. They were pretty sure it was an Indians loss. Who could say it had been so long? Looked like a loss. Scoreboard agreed. The Royals were high-fiving, with the ballpark approval rating suggested otherwise. He went on to say the celebration continued. 30,000 people were giving back to a remarkable Indians team for letting them share in the achievement. Terry Francona said they're so supportive here at Progressive Field. The atmosphere around here is so incredible. Our players wanted to show their appreciation, so they came out of the clubhouse and tipped their caps to the fans. So a real celebration in Cleveland. And congratulations to Terry and the Indians. That's a real good ball club.
Absolutely. What a year they've had, really, coming off the World Series last season and losing the way they did to the Cubs. But it was a slow start. I think both teams, the Cubs and the Indians, kind of had that World Series hangover coming into the season. So they had to work to kind of get back into things in the Central there in the American League. But then they run off this winning streak, and that really brought the fans in. And there was a lot of energy when we were there just at the beginning of this road trip. And the fans really got into that. And I think it's a good group of players. Francona certainly has them in the right direction. They have some young superstars that really appreciate the fan base, and they go out of their way to really recognize the fans. So good stuff there.
And doesn't hurt that they've got 3 16-game winners.
Oh, you got that right. What a rotation. Well, Darren O'Day now into the ball game. This will be his 60th appearance coming out of the Orioles bullpen, holding opponents down to just a 199 batting average. Darren O'Day having another sensational year. A slow start, some stints on the DL, arm not feeling quite up to snuff early going, but he's been rocking and rolling here in the second half.
So O'Day, bottom half of the 7th inning against the Yankees. Frazier will take the pitch for a strike. Givens worked 2/3 of an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, and a walk. Blyer 1/3 of an inning, got the out to end the 6th when he was able to get Bird on a ground ball. And now O'Day. Frazier has grounded out and drawn a walk in the ball game. Delivery to him will be taken down low for a ball. Betances in the bullpen for the Yankees. The ever dangerous, of course, you got all these power bats, so you just can't help their cause if you're an Oriole pitcher. Try not to by putting anybody on. Walks can be a disaster. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll come inside. And O'Day takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And so many good veteran hitters in this Yankee lineup. Really know what to do in these type of situations as far as being patient when they step up to the plate. We saw, I think it was game 2, the Yankees were behind, and Chase Headley, who had the big hitting streak going, laid the bunt down to get the inning going. So yeah, they know what to do and what needs to be done as far as getting on base. So the Orioles pitchers find a way to slam the door here, keep making the quality pitches.
Todd Frazier, 2-ball, 2-strike count. With nobody out, Clint Frazier on deck. 2 delivery by O'Day, and that's 3-2. Yankees have been a little hard on O'Day this year, and this the 8th appearance. He's given up 7 runs on 6 hits in 6 2/3 innings. Big problem, walks, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts against the Yankees this year. 3-ball, 2-strike count. And the delivery to Frazier will be put up in the air to right field. Smith puts that away for the out. They get the leadoff man here in the 7th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Jacoby Ellsbury is going to pinch hit for Clint Frazier.
Have some pretty good bats waiting on the bench.
Ellsbury's got a 2 for 10 with a home run lifetime off Darren O'Day. top of the order, Gardner will be due up. So a couple of table setters. Ellsbury had a big 3-hit ball game yesterday. A couple of singles, double, RBI, runs scored. He's had 4 hits and 10 at bats in this series. In at third base, Manny Machado. Davis creeps in at first a little. Pitch from O'Day will be taken inside for a ball.
And you're talking about the walks that Darren has given up to the Yankees, and most of his pitches, he entices some swings by starting the slider on the plate, and then it works off, and even that rising fastball shoots out of the zone. But the veteran presence of the Yankees lineup, they take a lot of those pitches. They know what's coming from Darren O'Day.
Fouls that one back, 1-1. The outfielders looking in. Saw Wayne Kirby talking to them about the sun now that's coming in more directly into their eyes, making sure they get down on any fly balls or anything out there so they can see. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellsbury waiting on it. He'll take the pitch up high for a ball. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Day's delivery to him. Ellsbury puts it up in the air. Third base side. And Manny Machado in foul territory puts it away. So Day gets a couple of big outs here in the 7th inning.
Nice job, Darren O'Day. Good sliders that they've gotten underneath. Pop-ups, easy pop-ups. First 2 outs.
Brett Gardner a base hit. He is 1 for 3. Gardner now has had 3 hits, 11 at bats in the series, 8-game hit streak for him. Machado will stay in again at third base, just off the grass. Yankees wanting base runners. Gardner would bunt if he thought he could get on that way, with Aaron Judge waiting on deck. 0-1 count, 2 down. Foul back into the screen. Be a manager here for the Orioles. If he's able to get Gardner out of there, who do you want in the 8th inning? Judge, Sanchez, and Gregorius. Who would you want coming out of the bullpen? Would you leave O'Day in? Probably not. Would you bring in Britton? Let's go with Brad.
Yeah, why not Brad?
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
0-2 count, 2 down. And that one came up and in on him. Didn't get much of the bat on that one.
No, and Darren, recognizing that he swung at the high strike prior to that last pitch, he attacks up there again. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to ride this one an inch or 2 above that 3rd pitch.
Gardner's never had a hit off O'Day. 0 for 14. Oh-2 delivery by Darren, and not quite.
Great try, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now a little backdoor slider, and Caleb Joseph making sure he sets up off the plate. His glove is a good 2 or 3 inches off the plate. Darren O'Day hits that spot. That's a perfect pitch when you're ahead like that.
So O'Day now 1-2 on him. And Gardner will take another one. Again close. Gardner works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is the one Darren wants to get him on. Here's the 2-2. Gardner will go after it and foul it away.
Love the sequencing, the work right here. O'Day and Caleb Joseph, a couple high fastballs, getting into the count, backdoor sliders, and then in the same little 3-inch circle, fills up a little 2-seam fastball. Gardner's got to fight to protect there. So he's got him reaching now on the outside corner. He could backdoor the slider, or what we've seen so much of Darren O'Day's career, to go right to the top of the zone.
Judge is waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2, and Gardner will go down swinging. So O'Day able to get him. 1-2-3 inning for Darren here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. The Orioles have a 3-run lead. Open up a 3-game set against the Red Sox. Dylan Bundy will be on the mound against Doug Fister. Our coverage on MASN, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest. Game coverage will be at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Now let's take a look at the head-to-head matchups here, and the Orioles with the advantage against the Red Sox. Yeah, been playing them tough all year. 4-3 at home, 6-3 up at Fenway Park. Numbers. Orioles with the advantage in just about every category. Nor starters. We talked about the starters' problems here on this road trip. They lock in when they take on the Red Sox, pitching much better than Red Sox starters. And of course, this season, that's all you could hear about was Red Sox rotation. But the Orioles taking advantage. Nolan Betances now into the ball game. See, this will be his 61st appearance. He's had some closing opportunities with 10 saves this season, but the walk rate up a little bit, but still fastball, curveball, and he throws more breaking balls than fastballs.
Chris Davis will lead it off against him. Gardner's moved to left field, and Jacoby Ellsbury stays in the game and plays center. Swing and a miss. Chris, then Smith and Trumbo. Chris had a double his first time up, scored on the base hit by Hayes. He has struck out twice since. 1-1 delivery on the way. Good outing by Mitchell. Brian Mitchell, 3 innings of relief work for the Yankees, a run on 3 hits. He walked none and he struck out 4. Chris Davis 2 for 13 off Betances. 1-2 delivery on the way, will be a fastball up high.
Betances, a big arm. Rushed that fastball. Been there 97 to over 100 miles an hour. Already hit 100 against Chris Davis, but yeah, believe it or not, throws more breaking balls than that heater.
2-2 delivery came with 1 down and in.
That's pretty nasty. You just see 3 fastballs around 100 miles an hour, and then an 89 mile an hour hammer. Look at this one. Great when it gets to the plate. It just bites down hard for strike 3.
So Betances gets the first out here in the 8th inning. Smith coming up. He scored after walking in the 4th. RBI picked up in fielder's choice, and he is grounded out. Seth will take it for a strike. Betances against the Orioles has blown 2 saves this year. His record is 1-2. The Orioles have picked up 4 runs, 4 hits, and 4 1/3 innings against him. Delivery to Smith in the air left. A lot of sun. Gardner just moved over there, shields his eyes, and puts it away. 2 down. Time of day where those shadows move in. It was about the time the game started yesterday, with the hitters in the shade and the batters in the sun.
Yeah, that's a tough start time at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Players have to deal with the shadows.
Mark Trumbo 0 for 2 and a walk. After the first pitch and fouls it away.
It's a good look right there.
There is Brad Brock.
Look from behind Betances, what Trumbo's got to look at. So you get Betances. He's a big dude. He stands up there about 6'8" or so. You see the flag and the shadow waving out there in front.
Fastball right there at 102.
I think Trumbo would be distracted with that, but still a little extra movement out there. Catch your eye and a little bit of a hesitation on a 100-mile-an-hour heater, and it's by you.
Trumbo is 2 for 7 off Betances. The 0-2 delivery, a chopper. Come right back to the pitcher. Betances to first. He retires the side in order. Yankees, they'll have Judge, Sanchez, Gregorius due up.
At 2/3 with no runs in his 6 appearances. Now Brock throwing from the side, little cross-body delivery. 62nd appearance now out of the Oriole bullpen, pitching to a tune of 2-6-1. 4 wins out of the pen, 17 saves when he filled in for Zach Britton. And how about the opponent batting average, just 196. Now Brad Brock, he's got 3 swing and miss pitches. The power fastball from the side, of course, that turbo change, and the power slider as well. He's going to be tested here in this inning with Judge, Sanchez, and Gregorius due up.
So the Yankees cut a lead of 6-1 to 6-3 in the 6th inning on the Holiday 2 RBI double. The Orioles, though, have been able to maintain at least a tie. They had the 1-0 lead second. Yankees tied it, and then the Orioles went ahead. Joey Rigger will play in center field. Hayes, who had been there, moves to right. Seth Smith out. Orioles have held the lead since the 3rd inning on. Judge 0 for 3 in this one. 3 for 11, 2 home runs in the series. Brad Brock's delivery to him will be a strike. Brad is 1 for 2 in save opportunities. No record against the Yankees this year. 7th game. He's worked 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits. Yankees have hit just 217 off him. He really got him to go down on that one. 0-2.
A couple nice sliders. Gallegos getting loose in the Yankee bullpen, but first pitch slider more of a get me over. Still ended up on that outer third, but that second slider had some serious bite down and away.
0-2 on Judge.
Try there.
Like Britt, the Oriole closer, getting ready. One-two delivery by Brock. Judge with the 114 walks to lead the league. Nowhere near the record, though, in the American League record in most walks in a season held by Babe Ruth. 1923 drew 170. All-time record, Barry Bonds, 232 walks, 2004. Pitch is taken away. Count goes 3-2.
Yeah, Brock making some real good pitches, some nasty 2-strike pitches, and Aaron Judge not even flinching, staying tall.
Here's the 3-2, and that one's going to be gone at the wall, and no, it'll take a bounce. He's on his way to second base and will go in with a double. Ray Mancini over in that power alley. It ended up just coming down shy of the home run.
Judge picking up his 20th double, and it's a missile off that left center field wall. And pretty impressive AB by Aaron Judge as well. Laid off some nasty Brock pitches, and finally gets a pitch he can handle. And does what he does, covers the baseball, and cruises on into second base.
Yankees, of course, trying to get at least the potential tying run to the plate that the Orioles are trying to avoid. That will bring Sanchez up. First hit Judge has had against Brad Brock. He's 1 for 6. Gary Sanchez faces him for the first time. Sanchez will take it for a strike. Sanchez has lined out, struck out, drew a walk, scored in the 6th inning. Holiday had a 2 RBI double in that inning. Gregorius the home run in the 2nd for the runs for the Yankees. Yankees now with 6 hits. Orioles out hitting them 9-6. One delivery, and that's in the air down the line, right field, headed to the seats, and that'll be fun.
Well, Brock did a nice job getting ahead of Aaron Judge. Judge laid off the nasty pitches. He got his hit. Let's see if Brad Brock can find a way to finish Sanchez off. Oh, it gets too deep.
0-2 count. Brock getting ahead of him. Gregorius waiting on deck. Sanchez out. Another one off Caleb Joseph. And that one stung him.
Yeah, you know, Caleb, boy, he gets into a bad habit sometimes. He turns his head sideways. He actually didn't turn his head sideways. He was just set up on the outside and caught him on the left side of the head there. But look, the slider kind of backing up onto the plate. Foul ball with a little bit of exposure there. Catches Caleb on the left side, around the neck or ear area. He's been hit there earlier this season. Of course, Caleb used to wear that big helmet. He might be going back to that after this season.
0-2 the count. Judge off second base. Sanchez battling here. Brock getting ahead of him. Neither team with big numbers in the department of runners in scoring position. 0-2 delivery on the way, and he gets him way late on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, nice heater right there. Nice job not wasting any time. He showed him that slider, backed up on him. Heck with it. Here comes the noise. 97 right on the edge. Time fastball there, just blowing it by Sanchez. Watch the tardiness. That ball is in the glove of Joseph before he pulls the trigger. Thinking about that slider for sure.
So 1 away. Here's Gregorius. 24th home run came in the 2nd inning. He has struck out and popped out since. 5 for 12 in the series, 3 home runs. Gregorius towards short. Great play made. Beckham rights himself. The throw's off the mark. Runner will stay at third base. Judge. And Gregorius' speed in this series has shown up on 4 or 5 occasions.
Yeah, a real nice play there by Tim Beckham. When he sets up on that backside, he sees Gregorius hustling down the line, so he's got to be a little bit quicker with the throw. Ends up yanking it, pulling Davis off first base. Oh, the Yankees threatening.
Well, the Yankees have gotten what they wanted here. They're going to get the potential tying run to the plate. It'll be Starlin Castro. I think they have charged an error on Beckham on that. First error of the ball game.
Tough error. Real
That's
nice
tough,
play.
yeah.
Showing the range. He was playing way up the middle.
So 1st and 3rd, 1 down. Here is Castro. 1 for 8 off Brad Brock, a home run. He'll take it outside for a ball.
Keep it down in the zone. Keep it down around the knees.
1-0 delivery. Castro. A big swing. And the count 1-1. Canely joins Gallegos in the bullpen. So the Yankees trying to mount a big comeback here in the 8th, and they still got an at-bat, of course, do them in the 9th inning. They haven't pushed anything across here yet, though. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Ground ball could keep it that way. 1-1 delivery is a strike at the knees.
That is a good cheese ball right there. Of course, he locked Sanchez up on a fastball very similar to this one. This one 96 miles an hour with the location down and away. If he can hit that spot again, it'll be all but over for Castro.
1-2 count. Castro off the end. Judge with a double. It's now at third base. Gregorius reaching on the error is at first. There is Aaron Judge, Manny Machado. Castro being held by Chris Davis. Second charge with an error. Tough play. Official score believing a throw on the money would have gotten the runner. 1-2. Pitch by Brock, and just how did he hit that? Man, that was way out of the strike zone. Andy striding away,
Right.
leaned the bat out and got it.
Yeah, that was a good 6 inches off that outside corner with good velocity, about 97. Boy, that was a foot off the outside corner. Nice way to get a piece of it. Man.
Indeed, Zach Britton, he is ready in the bullpen. One-two count coming again. Castro in the air near the warning track. It'll be hauled in. Judge will tag, throw to second. Sacrifice fly for Castro and an RBI, and the Yankees make it a 6-4 ball game.
A little bit closer. Together some good at bats here against Brad Brock. Brock making some tough pitches. Castro fouling off some nasty ones. A nasty slider there to pick up the sac fly.
So Castro gets his 56 run batted in. Now Matt Holliday, the ever dangerous power hitter, 2 RBI double in the 6th inning. He has struck out twice. 2 down, runner at first base. Brock's delivery to him will be outside for a ball. Holliday 1 for 3 off Brock. Didi Gregorius on at first base. In the dirt. Caleb, nice stop to hold him there.
Yeah, real good block. Nice little backhand on the first one as well. Keep Gregorius over there at first base. Out of scoring position.
Tough 8th inning. 2-0. And started Hill. 3-0. Got Bird waiting on deck.
Well, there's got to be a quality pitch right here. You know, veterans got the green light. He'll be very selective his pitch, but Brock's got to make a quality pitch.
Here's the 3-0 delivery, and that's way outside. So the Yankees with a run in and 2 on and 2 down. Showalter's going to come out and make the pitching change as Brad Brock will come out, and the closer Zach Britton will come on to face Greg Bird.
Brock, hard time getting that third out here. Buck Showalter calling on his closer. Britton come in and get it. 309 earned run average for Zach Britton. For the opponents, that 286 batting average, that ground ball percentage, the highest in the game, 74% this season. Due to that power sinking fastball Britton possesses, primarily a one-pitch pitcher. Rush it up there in the high 90s and gets some of the best sink action in the game. Britton looking for an early contact, soft contact out here from Headley.
Tyler Wade has come on as a pinch runner for Holiday at first base. Gregorius is down at second, and Chase Headley is going to pinch hit for Greg Bird. 14-game hit streak for Chase Headley as he stands in with 2 away. Represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Zach Britton looking for 1 out. Left-hander's delivery will be inside for a ball. Headley has gone 1 for 7 off Britton. It's only Zach's 4th appearance against the Yankees this year. He's worked only 3 innings. 2 for 2 in saves. No runs, 1 hit. Hasn't walked anybody and struck out 4. 1-0 delivery on the way. Headley a ground ball. That'll go to short. Beckham's going to get it over to first, and Britton gets the out the Orioles needed. So the Yankees will pick up 1 run on 1 hit and error. They will leave 2 on base. Orioles up by 2. And brought to you by Southwest. Yes, the low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Yankee Stadium, late Sunday afternoon, and a tight ball game. Orioles up 6-4. Chase Headley will stay in the ball game for Bird at first base.
And Tommy Kahnle coming into the ball game, 65th appearance this season, 2.58 earned run average. It's been pretty powerful here. 89 punch outs and only 59 in a third innings of work. Yeah, big time fastball, 95 to 100 miles an hour. You see the opponent's hitting just 135 and the righties only 182. Primarily because that fastball slider combination. Lefties up to 315. Surprisingly, because it goes to full mix with the fastball change slider.
Orioles have had their problems getting to Kahnle in 6 previous appearances. 6 innings, no runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts against the Orioles. So Kahnle will work as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Orioles trying to add something here with Hayes leading it off. Then Caleb Joseph. And the top of the order, Beckham. Hayes, an RBI base hit in the 2nd inning. A single in the 6th. He is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Down to 3rd on the first pitch. Frazier over the out.
Jumping on that first pitch fastball, and kind of a trademark for Austin Hayes. It's nice to see him pick up a couple hits here in the last 2 ball games. First major league hit, but he's hustling down the line. A lot of people in the minor league say you got to keep an eye on this kid because he just never slows down. They're putting a little pressure on Frazier over at third base.
Caleb Joseph, base hit, run scored. He is struck out, grounded out. Orioles have had the big 3-run homer by Beckham. Trey Mancini has added an RBI double in the ball game. Fielder's choice RBI picked up by Smith. Hayes, that RBI single. 0-1 delivery. Joseph will take it away. Beckham is waiting on deck. One Kahnle's delivery, and that'll be a breaking ball outside.
Caleb having himself a nice ball game, picked up a hit, but more importantly, just handling Ubaldo really well. In the middle part of this ball game, Orioles pretty fortunate this season. Have a couple of the best catchers in the business, a dynamic duo, if you will. Castillo hammering out his 20 home runs and being a strong defensive catcher, one of the top throw-out percentages in the game. And then Caleb Joseph, when he's had to come in, he's been exceptional as well.
3rd in the majors with a .283 batting average for the combined catchers this season. Major league leading 30 home runs from the catchers. 2-2 delivery, and he went after it. 2 down.
The exploding fastball trick right here. Mainly the big time heat coming in there, 98 miles an hour. And Caleb gets it going a little too late. Can't hold up on the 98 mile an hour fastball.
Tim Beckham. 1 for 4. 2 for 15 in the series, but a big blow in this game. 4th inning. Picked up the 3-run homer with 2 down off the starter Sonny Gray. That pitch is in there for a strike for Alexis Towson, drive of the game.
Oh, he gets on a slider, stays in the middle of the plate, and he chases Sonny Gray. Big ball, 450 feet. His 22nd home run of the year, 21st.
0-1 the count. Alexis Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at LexusofTowson.com. 0-2, 2 away. Betances worked an inning. Retired the 3 he faced with 1 strikeout. Kahnle on for him. And the 0-2 by the right-hander over the top and up. Tampa Bay has beaten Boston 3-2 today. So the Yankees, the day in which they had a chance to gain a game, will not unless they have a ninth inning comeback. 1-2 pitch on the way. Leans him away up and in. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Big fastball. Hard up and in there, brushing back a little bit. An opportunity if he wants to flip a slider in there, but his fastball's playing big.
Sox will be on their way from Tampa Bay shortly to Baltimore for tomorrow night's ball game. 2-2 pitch, and he got it. So Canely comes on with a solid inning, retires the side infielder. Zach Britton going for the save. We'll have 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Yankees. Hoping to go an inning and a third to get it. Orioles up by 2. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Orioles trying to finish the trip with a W here and avoid the 4-game sweep. Orioles would get out of a 3-game losing streak. The Yankees' 4-game win streak would end if the Orioles can preserve the W. Frazier coming up. Todd Frazier in the ball game was 0 for 2 and a walk. He's gone 3 for 8, 2 home runs in the series. Jacoby Ellsbury is now in the number 9 spot, and then Gardner, which will be taken inside for a ball by Frazier. The Yankees did get the potential go-ahead run to the plate in the 8th inning. They would score only 1 though and leave 2 on. Todd Frazier 0 for 2 off Britton. Zach, the 1-0 delivery. That's there.
Real important for Zach Britton to get that first pitch strike, especially against this veteran Yankee lineup. We're probably taking until Britton shows he can throw one of those strikes. Britton just so much movement at the bottom of the zone.
Zach 14 for 16 in saves this year. Inside with a 2 ball 1 strike count on Frazier. Now, all 3 hitters, I mean the Yankee lineup primarily doesn't help you, but these 3 especially won't. Todd Frazier, Ellsbury, and Gardner are all real good strike zone knowledgeable hitters. 2-1 delivery on the way. Frazier will put it in the air, foul and out of play. So Zach gets it in and the count goes to 2-2.
Britton at the distinct advantage here.
Brad Brock 2/3 of an inning and a walk, a strikeout, a hit, 1 run. It was an unearned run in that 8th inning. Two delivery by Britton, and he gets him. Sinker down low. Caleb will up and make the play to Davis.
Such a nasty pitch. Britton isn't able to get that second strike. Frazier probably taking this one. Just dive bombing, starting at the knees and bouncing on the plate. Frazier just wailing at it, trying to make some contact. Nice job by Caleb Joseph corralling it and stepping out in front of the plate to create that lane to get the first out.
Jacoby Ellsbury came on as a pinch hitter, popped up in the 7th inning. Ellsbury has gone 3 for 18 against Zach Britton. One of the 3 hits a home run. Manny Machado even with the bag at third. Ellsbury going after the first one for a strike. 38,189 on this Sunday. 3-8. 189. Good crowds for all 4 games here at Yankee Stadium between these 2 ball clubs. Britton the 1-0 delivery. Ellsbury fouled that one off his lower extremity.
Got that big foot shin guard on there, and he tested it. Take a look. The sinker for Britton. And, oh wow! Down hard off that front ankle.
Oh-2 count on Ellsbury. Gardner is waiting on deck. Britton's delivery to him. I'd like to have that been a little bit closer, but he wasn't going to throw him a strike there. 1-2.
Rare breaking ball from Zach Britton. Just show him something different. He makes sure. He doesn't throw too many of them, so he makes sure he gets that one down in the dirt.
Nobody on here in the bottom of the 9th. Closest the Yankees have gotten was in the 2nd inning, a 1-1 game. 1-2 delivery will miss down low. Orioles at one point held a 6-1 edge. Yankees got 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. Get back into it, and the Yankees have scored a couple rather in the 5th inning and 1 in the 8th inning, and gotten themselves back. Shadow's almost beyond the mound. 2-2 delivery on the way. Punch down the line, and that is going to be a fair ball. Ellsbury on his way to second base. So again, the Yankees will get the potential tying run to the plate. They've done so in each of the last 2 innings.
And a pretty impressive approach there with 2 strikes. Just reaching out there, getting the barrel, staying short. The barrel on the Britton fastball. Before it started the dive bomb, puts himself in a scoring position.
One down, a runner on at second. Gardner with Judge on deck. Gardner has had a base hit, 1 for 4, struck out the last 2 times up. In this series, he has picked up 3 hits, 12 at bats, has an 8-game hit streak. 1 away, runner off second. Gardner takes inside. Gardner 3 for 12 lifetime off Britton with the 3 strikeouts. Zach Britton the 1-0 delivery. Gardner will take it. It's in there.
Gardner can put some pressure on some infield defense as well. Of course, hustling out of that box and from the left side gets him there a little bit quicker. Of course, anytime it seems like an opponent hits a ball off Britton, it's on the ground, and well, he can make it tough. It's the one-time chance typically in Gardner's running.
1-1 delivery is a chopper. It'll go to Davis. He'll go to the bag and get a big out. Ellsbury will move over to third, but more importantly, there are 2 down. And now the theater of baseball comes into play. Aaron Judge.
This is why the fans are still here, I think. To see if Aaron Judge was going to get another AB, but to watch him walk.
Before an intentional pass. The first base open. Gary Sanchez will be coming up. So first and third, of course, you get rid of Judge, but now you got another home run hitter who represents the winning run at the plate. And you're willing to take that chance when you got Judge up.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. Walking the hitter to put the winning run at the plate. Sanchez is darn dangerous himself. Just set a record for most home runs by a Yankee catcher all time with his 31st.
He's drawn a walk in the ball game, otherwise 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. He is 0 for 3 against Zach Britton. 2 on, 2 down. Yankees down by 2 in the ninth. Britton's delivery to him. Check swing, one around, I think. Yep. Ryan Honora down at first base.
Sanchez gearing up, first pitch fastball. He starts his swing a little too soon and can't hold up. And Britton spiking power sinker.
Sanchez has had 4 home runs against the Orioles this year and 12 RBIs. Britton with the 0-1. Delivery to Sanchez will miss, 1-1. Baldo Jimenez anxiously waiting. Pitcher of record for the Orioles could get his 6th win of the year. Sonny Gray could pick up his 11th loss, his 6th as a Yankee. The Yankee starter, only 4 innings, 5 runs on 6 hits. 1-1 count. A big home run cut, and it's 1-2.
A big home run cut on a big fastball from Britton. Just enough late movement at the end. Getting underneath that barrel. 98 miles an hour.
Here's the 1-2 to Gary Sanchez. Tantalizingly close, 2-2.
Yeah, nice try. Well executed. Caleb Joseph wanting it there. And it could have gone either way. He's diving off that outer edge.
Two down. Ellsbury on at third, Judge on at first. Britton with a 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, and the Orioles win it. Britton gets the save. Couple of strikeouts in an inning and a third, as the Yankees will leave 2 on.
And this is the Britton fastball. It's the dive bomb and sinker power heater, 98 miles an hour to get the final out of the ball game.
Jimenez wins it. He is now 6-10. Gray the loser. He's 9-11. Britton gets the save, and the Orioles end the losing streak, and they are not swept here in the 4-game series. Red Sox at home tomorrow night. Dylan Bundy against Doug Fister. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Southwest. Our game coverage will be at 7. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick, they're coming up right after a short break. Take a look back on how the Orioles finally get one here in New York. From Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Have a great